Hey beautiful people, good evening. Welcome back to our channel. Hey, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are joining us from. Thank you very much for being here today. Welcome to tonight's broadcast. How is everybody? I hope we are doing well. Thank you, Obodo fam. Say hi. Can you hear me? Please confirm if you can hear me in the comment section. Can you hear me loud and clear? Thank you everybody for being here. Please give this video a thumbs up as you are coming into the studio. Hi. Welcome. Today is the 11th of October, the year of our Lord 2022. And we are here tonight, once again, to deliberate on issues that affect us indirectly or directly as a community, relationship, marriage, cultural traditions, and all that stuff. You can hear me. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. I greet you all. Welcome. If you are just joining us, welcome. Please give this video a thumbs up. I salute everybody. Thank you. I greet una special. My Obodo fam, I greet una special. Those who are subscribed and those who are not subscribed, I keep watching. And you are learning nuggets every day on this platform from all our Obodo fam family. I salute una. Welcome. So this matter, we talked about it a few days ago. We did a show when it was trending on social media when Aigbe, the Nollywood actress, Yoruba actress, her elder sister came on social media and was ranting about Mercy and their mother. Yeah. So we dealt with it extensively, I would say, on that particular day, but the matter is not over yet. I wasn't even going to talk about it anymore because I felt like, okay, this is something that is deeper than, any of us may ever know. Yeah, I just felt like, okay, this is serious stuff, really serious. Very serious matter. Family matter. It's not always easy. Family issues, family dynamics. May God help them all. May God help all of us. So I was not even going to talk about this anymore. I had other things in mind that I thought we'll talk about, but you know what they say? Man proposes, God disposes. Somebody contacted me, and I'm going to refer to that person as my confidential source, and said exactly this. This is what they said to me. They said, "Good morning, sis. I will be grateful if you could use your platform, to talk about this. I want you to please talk about this because it's an issue now that is escalating and is affecting, remember what Mercy Aigbe's sister, Dr. Pat, the one on my right, remember what happened? She went to her mom's house last week. And so, of course, a lot of people are concerned about what happened. People are concerned, local people who live in the area, people who live, they are concerned, people who live in the area. And I have some videos I'm going to show you later on about the property, the state of the property as it is now after that incident that happened. So Dr. Pat talks, say, for those of you who haven't caught that story, in talk say, in mama, he say in mama, now witch. And she used witchcraft to take her glory and give it to her younger sister, who is Mercy Aigbe. That's what Dr. Pat said. Not me talk more. And we had a long conversation about glory, stealing glory. Can glory be stolen? Can destiny be diverted and all that? It was a very heated topic that day. And some people were for and some were for against whether you can use somebody's glory, whether you can steal somebody's glory and all that. Okay. But we're not talking about that today, right? Because that day, like I said at the end of that show, I felt like that show didn't quite go the way I wanted it. There were many areas I wanted us to talk about, but unfortunately, it became a banter between those who believe that glory can be stolen or glory can be diverted and those who didn't believe. There were so many other areas, of this story that are really relevant. For instance, the issue of mental health. So they said that Dr. Pat suffered from malaria, very serious malaria, a few years ago. And some people said that since then, that she's not been like herself. Okay? I don't know. You know how we are as culturally, when it comes to the issue of mental health, it's something that everybody is hush hush about. Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody acknowledges it. Nobody can come out and say, yes, I have this diagnosis, I'm dealing with it, I'm using my medication, I have therapy that I'm going to that's helping me cope. And that mental health is not something that we should be ashamed, because we are not ashamed when we have physical health issues. But our culture is rooted in secrecy, is rooted in stigma and shaming people, unfortunately, which is really, really sad. And I want to believe that, as we are trying to change attitudes around relationships and people's mentality about marriage, relationships, divorce, singleness, not being single, that will also be putting mental health into that conversation. Thank you very much. Nikita, you're watching from Thailand. Wow, welcome. I didn't even know people know me from all the way in Thailand though. Adafunyo. Thank you very much, Nikita. Welcome. So mental health is a big, big issue in our community here. And some people who are medically aware did say the other day that actually malaria, if you have it really bad, can affect your brain. Yes, somebody said it, Chinye, the other day. Because we have professionals in this platform, people who know. So even if I don't know something, people will always put it in the comment section, which I really appreciate. Over the farm, I don't take your love and support for granted. You guys are amazing. Thank you all so much for always, coming together to have this conversation. Sometimes these conversations are not easy to have. Honestly, they are really, really difficult conversations. And that's why this channel, for me, I think personally, like that's why some people don't even want to engage with us. Because these are not easy conversations. They are difficult conversations. But you know what? Whether we like it or not, we must have these conversations, because either we're having it here or down the line, somebody will be having it somewhere. And it's not going to be as inclusive as it is here, where people are bringing knowledge, sharing information. And this is not hearsay. This is authentic, verified statistics that people are sharing here, oftentimes, about these issues that we'll talk about. All right. So, yeah, it's called cerebral malaria. I've seen something about cerebral malaria here in the comment section. Yeah, there are some, we have some doctors in the building. Who knows? Thank you, everybody. Welcome. It's called cerebral malaria. Okay. Thank you, Franklin. God bless you. So that person that contacted me said, Auntie B, you have to talk about this matter again, particularly looking at it from the angle of polygamy. I say, I've discussed this matter already now, and everybody that follows me know my stand. When it comes to polygamy, I don't suffer any fools about that. I have very, very strong views about polygamy, and I don't hide them. And the person said, no. And you need to talk about it again, because now that Mercy Aigbe's sister has gone to the mother's house and gone to do this, We don't know what she's going to do next, though. Who knows what she's going to do next? People are worried. People are afraid. Local people in the Adugbo are worried because you know how the issue of fire is. So I said, okay. Then they shared what's it called? They shared some more information, deep information with me, which I'm going to share some of them with you tonight. Not all everything, but I will share some with you so that we can have more insights. Thank you, everyone, in the comment section. Funaya, you say malaria that affects the brain is called cerebral malaria. So we are making an assumption. No, we don't know if she actually has cerebral malaria, but this is what people are just saying. Yeah, people are just saying that she had malaria and she's been erratic since then. So we don't know what her diagnoses are. And that's why I'm talking about why early diagnosis is actually very, very important for all diseases, including mental health. If you don't know what they do you, you not gonna know the medicine to take. If you think say belle dey pain you, and not be belle dey pain you, now your back dey pain you, you dey drink medicine for belle, you go drink medicine tire, e no go work. So even for serious cardiovascular diseases, they always advise, medical people, personnel always advise that early detection is the best. If you catch them early, then your chances of surviving that disease is higher. But our people, even when they say this person say, there's something off. The idea of even suggesting that the person has mental health illness is foreign. Very, very funny. I was having a conversation with my makeup artist on Saturday, and we're talking about a particular person, and I said, that person has undiagnosed mental health illness. She said, hey. She said, Auntie, how do you know? I said, you're asking me how do I know? It's obvious now. Can't you see? Everything she does is a cry out for help. I'm talking about a different person now. I say everything this person is doing on social media is a cry out for help, but people don't see. And this is a very matured woman that is in her 60s, almost 70s. So, yeah, that issue of mental health is something that we really need to talk about because people need to know that, yes, people do suffer from mental health as much as they suffer from physical health. I never see anybody when they stigmatize person where get cancer before. People always have empathy and sympathy for people who have physical health. But when it comes to mental health, it won't you. That's unfair. It's not helping. It's not helping people who are suffering. It's not helping people to seek for help. It's not helping people to speak out about their own struggles regarding mental health. It's not helping people to come out and encourage others that it is okay. There is help available. We're not even talking about Africa now. Even people who live in the diaspora, a lot of diasporans, Africans are battling with one mental health illness or the other. It is undiagnosed because nobody is agreeing to even go and get a diagnosis. You say, I reject it in Jesus' name. I forbid it in Jesus' name. You know our people now, Nigerians especially. Chai. So tonight we're going to talk about the impact of polygamy. And I'm going to tell you guys a story. I've decided to do it in a storytelling kind of way because I think that's the way you understand it. I'll show you more videos of the house. Then I'll tell you about polygamy. I want us to really talk about polygamy and karma. Karma, the role of juju in polygamy. Please, whether you believe in juju or not, this is not a debate about juju. I don't want you to come and say, oh, there's nothing like juju. Please, this is not the point. The point is we are talking about polygamy and all the shenanigans, all the things that happens in a polygamous situation. Because this thing is rooted in polygamy. This matter we're talking about today, right? Mercy Aigbe's mother married a man who is a polygamous man. Let me put it that way. I will tell you the whole story. And I dare say that the reason why this story was even trending in the first place is because of Mercy Aigbe. Because if she wasn't famous, nobody would even care, right? And not the fact that she's famous alone, but because she too has entered into another woman's marriage and actively wrecking that marriage. She's doing exactly the same thing that her own mother was accused of doing. Uzo, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I saw your comment the last show. You're amazing, darling. You know I love you very much. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. I was really, really exhausted in that last show. I felt like all that banter was not necessary. You sometimes people don't appreciate how what presented this show takes from me. It takes a lot. I'm looking at the comment section. I'm dealing with people coming into the comment to the studio to speak, and I'm still trying to be coherent to speak. It's multitasking and it's not easy. One time I was looking for somebody to come and co-host. I never till today I don't see anybody who agree co-host. Nobody agree co-host. Ishe Gidini. I'm doing something that a team is supposed to be doing. One person is supposed to be looking at the comments, and one person is supposed to be arranging people that are coming into the comment, and I'm just supposed to be, hosting it, but I'm doing all together because we are small. We don't have that, resources yet. So people, please, I appreciate you. You too some people should please understand the struggle. Coeasy. Coeasy for Mirara. Cynthia, you co-host, eh? All right. Excellent. Let me share my link. Come into the studio right away, darling. Okay. So I'm going to show you guys some of the images that you guys haven't seen before. I'm also going to share my screen with you to show you some information. Some people may not have caught that last video that we did, but there is a lot in this situation. Okay. So before I show you the videos, let me quickly give you a breakdown of this situation. What's happened according to my confidential source. And this person that told me knows because when I say confidential and the person knows, they know. I'm not going to come here and give you information that I'm not sure that is authentic. All right. Okay. Thank you, Temiti. So, story. Once upon a time, somewhere in Lagos, Nigeria, there lived a man around Antony village in Lagos, precisely. There lived a man. He was a learned man. He went to Cambridge University back in the day, before I was born. Very, very, he was a lawyer, successful in his own rights. He did business with people like MKO and Biola. He was from Ijebu. I'm not sure which of the Ijebu. You guys know there are plenty Ijebu, but I just know that he's from Ijebu. That's his ethnic background. Came to Cambridge, studied, went back to Nigeria. Very learned, opened his business, was a practicing lawyer, barrister, and also a businessman, well connected to kings, businessmen. I mean, anybody that did business with MQ and Beyond back in the day, you will know they are millionaires. Very well-to-do man. Unfortunately, as most of the men of his generation did, he fell into polygamy. He's a Muslim man. So he began to marry various wives. But according to my source, he did polygamy. If there is any way to do polygamy well, he did it well. He did it well because he didn't put all his wife in one house, which was what a lot of people who couldn't afford polygamy did back in the day. So he had different houses for his wives. And he had only one wife, which was the last wife that was living with him in his house in Antony Village in Lagos. This wife that was living with him was well loved by all the family members. In a polygamous situation, for stepwives and children to be talking positively about their stepmother or stepwife, that's to tell you the nature of the woman. She was well loved. According to my source, she looked after this Baba very well. She took care of him. She made sure he was well fed. He was looked after. She supported him. She was a good wife. She didn't shut the door of his house to his other wives and his other children. All his children could come to his house at any time to visit. They came for holidays. She coordinated all their festivals when they have their Ilea or all the Muslim festivals that they do in Nigeria, their outfit that they will wear, things like that. She made sure that he had access to all his wives and all his children. It was a happy polygamous situation. And I'm saying happy in quotes. You guys can't see me, but it's in quote because polygamy is never fully happy, but it is as happy as it can be back in the day. And Baba was doing his business, he was practicing, was having children. Life was good. Children were well taken care of. They were going to school. He was a disciplinarian, this Baba. Very disciplined man who believed education. You know how our fathers back in the day were. They didn't joke with education. If you don't go to school, you're on your own. If they can afford it. So, my story continues. On that street where this Baba lived in Antony, lived a woman with 6 children. She was living alone with her children, and some of the children were ill. 2 of them were sicklers and 1 was disabled. And she was struggling. Yes. Controlled polygamy. Yes. I like that. Yeah. She was struggling. Life was not easy for her. She was selling food. Some said she was selling akara. Akara is what is akara in English? Beans cake. Yeah, she was selling food in the street. So the woman is Mercy Aigbe's mother, allegedly. So this Baba and his driver used to drive past, and whenever they drive past, they will stop. The driver will buy akara. You know, they will greet. You know, Nigeria, greeting people will greet. Ṣé dáadáa ni o? Ǹlẹ́ sà, báwo nílé? Kíníkan kíníkan. You know, the driver will buy akara for Baba. Baba will go. So Baba was driving and buying akara regularly. Friendship developed. Beautiful woman. You can tell that she was very pretty when she was younger. But she was struggling financially. Things were really bad for her. She had 6 children. Some of them were ill and 1 was disabled. Remember, Nigeria was not easy. Nigeria has never been easy for people who don't have money. So, relationship formed between Baba. If you are enjoying my storytelling tonight, give the video a thumbs up. If you are enjoying this storytelling section we're having tonight. Okay, Cynthia, you're here, right? Okay, I'm going to add you then. Let me finish telling the story, then I will start talking. Relationship developed between this Baba and this beautiful woman, and they started seeing each other. Remember, this is a polygamous situation we're talking about. Before you know, Baba has been chopping. It's started to chop. He started to chop. They decided to do rough play, kerewa play. This is not where you give thumbs up. Oh, Antonia. Somebody should tell Antonia where to thumbs up. She's doing thumbs up in the comment section. Relationship started. Kerewa ensued. And Mama got pregnant. And she had a daughter. So the stories that were all over social media, including Gistlover, initially, because Gistlover actually told this story before, was that it was a boy. It was a son that was had for this Baba Olowo. He's actually not a boy. He's a woman, right? And she actually lives in the United Kingdom. She's a grown woman, but I understand that she's a very, very responsible, respectful, and loving woman. Very successful as well. So, the woman that was living with Baba during this period when Baba was eating Ankara and from Ankara entered bedroom and a baby was conceived, is a businesswoman also who used to travel, you know, abroad for her business. She used to travel to buy things to sell, you know. So one particular time she traveled for an extensive period for business. And some family member came together and said to Baba Olowo, This woman that has a child for you outside, how long are you going to keep her outside? It is time for you to bring her home. It is better. You can afford for her to be in your home. She shouldn't be outside. She's now your wife because she has a child for you. So let her come and live with you. Baba agreed. And that was how Miss Aigbe's mother moved into the house with her new baby and the children from previous marriage, except this Dr. Pat. Dr. Pat is her first child. So they were all living together. When it was time for this very lovely the one that was previously the last wife of Baba Olowo to come back, Baba said that she cannot come back home anymore. He's no longer interested in her. Everybody gathered, Molebi gathered. Everybody was begging Baba, allow her to come back. She's your wife. She's looked after you. She's a good wife. Nobody has anything negative to say about this woman. Why is she not coming back? Baba said, I'm no longer interested. She cannot come back. I have another wife at home now. There is no space for her anymore. All the meetings, begging, trying to resolve. Long story short, my people of God, it didn't succeed. Baba put his foot down and said, that other woman that was living with him before, that everybody loved in the family, that pulled the family together, who was the last wife, cannot come back home because there is another woman in the house. That was where the problem started for Baba and his situation. So when the last wife before the newest one now, who is Pat's mother, did everything she can, couldn't come back. What can you do? So in essence, what I said there in Yoruba is that she accepted her fate. She accepted her destiny, that she couldn't return home back to her husband. Remember, she was on a business trip when all this happened. But the baby had already been born. No, she knew that her husband had a baby mama outside. But it's a polygamous situation. And back in the day, women didn't have any voice. You can't question what your husband does. So if he decides to have a baby outside, as a matter of fact, back in the days, some men used to bring the baby to the wives at home to nurse. They might not marry the mother, but they would take the baby and say, it's my child, bring the child home for the wife at home to nurse. And a lot of mothers accepted that because they had no choice. So they continued in the polygamous situation. My confidential source tells me that the minute the previous last wife of Baba could not come back, family that they considered as a happy polygamous situation, as happy as you can be, no drama, everybody's happy, they can come visit their dad, wives can come, the man can go visit his wives wherever they are. He has houses everywhere. He was a very wealthy man. Everything turned upside down. From that day, everything turned upside down. Nothing was ever the same anymore. It became chaotic. It became plenty story. The man that was accessible to everybody, Baba that was everybody's friend, accessible to everybody, even though it was strict, was no longer like that. Another woman is in charge. And that's how they continued. As a matter of fact, they said that from that minute that the last wife who couldn't come back, when Baba refused to accept her back and carried on a marriage with his current new wife, which is Pat's mother now, the people in the family, they didn't have a voice because remember, the man is a wealthy man. You can't talk to a wealthy man anyhow. Imagine MK or Abiola. What can you tell someone like that? They are powerful. They are rich. They are well connected. They knew that he was in trouble, that there was fire in the mountain. I'll give you one short example that I was told. Baba had a driver who's been driving him for 25 years. Back in the days, when you have domestic help in Nigeria, if they are good to you, they behave well, they become part of your family. You don't see them as domestic help anymore. You see them as a part of your family. So Baba had that kind of a person who was his driver for many years, almost 30 years. This man was driving Baba. And he was the one that was driving Baba when Baba was stopping by to buy akara. And you know, drivers see a lot. He's seen it all. He saw how, the previous wife that was there, that was, loving and kind, couldn't come back. He saw how Baba ate akara, baby was born, baby mama with akara, and baby came back to the house to live with. He saw it all. And the driver, at a point, was the one that was telling the wives, because he's been in the family for ages. He's a member of the family now, so he knows. He knows where everything is hiding. I can't use the word when you say he knows where all the bodies, where they dig them put, he knows. Calling them and telling them, what I'm seeing with my eyes is too much. I cannot take this anymore. What I'm seeing is too much. I'm scared. There is too much going on now. I am being told to go to this place. I am being told to go to that place. And these are not places that I'm used to going to. I can't stay anymore. As a matter of fact, all you wives, I am just calling to tell you, be very careful. I know he's your husband. I know he's your daddy. Be very careful when you come to the house now, because things are not the same. Things are not the same. Some things have been buried. Be careful. I've seen a lot. I've been to places and I'm scared for my life, so I need to go. Driver left. He resigned by himself. They say Baba took care of the driver so much that he established a business for driver, bought his car for him, established a business for him, took care of his family for so long, because it was, back in the day, like I said, your driver or your domestic help, they're like a member of your family because you trust them with your life. The driver said, I cannot continue anymore because the places I have been to, I'm not comfortable. It doesn't align with my faith. It doesn't align with my beliefs. It doesn't align with my values. And so I am scared. Driver about jackpot. And before he jackpot, he called the wives that he knows, that he is close to, because he's the one that drives Baba to Ijebu. He's the one that drives Baba to all the other, wives that he has. Driver said, I gotta go. And he left. Cut a long story short, some of the children were with her there and some were not. I think Pat was not there, from what I heard. But their relationship have always been strained. In terms of what we're talking about, favoritism in the last show. To cut a long story short, Baba didn't live long. Baba did not live long. He had some medical challenges. Maybe they were previously, being taken care of, hypertension, diabetes, properly managed previously, and no longer managed the way they were managed, or whatever it is. Maybe Baba doesn't have the same peace or whatever it is. But to cut a long story short, Baba deleted. Before Baba deleted, Baba made a will. Remember, he's a learned man who went to Cambridge. Baba made a will, sharing his properties to his family members according to what he wants to do. And my source tells me that Baba was so determined to make sure that his will is not changed, that he even he placed a curse that whoever tries to change this will after my going to be with the Lord, this so and so will happen to the person. So people were afraid, because he made a will and he put a curse down that this is how I want my properties to be shared. Give this wife this, give this child this, give this, that. And he gave some to the Akara baby that he had with his relationship with Pat's mother. It is one of the property that Pat came and raised down the other day. Okay? Right. Papa's children are doing very well. They are all across the world. Very successful. Papa had trained them well, but polygamy is polygamy. When there is polygamy, Yoruba says, Òrìṣà jẹ́ ń pé méjì obìnrin ò dénú. No two women can share a man, and they will love each other wholeheartedly. It is not possible. Never. Polygamy will always be polygamy. And so, in summary of my very nice story, I didn't even know I can tell stories like this. Did you enjoy the storytelling? The summary of it is that polygamy has nothing good to offer. And the legacy of Baba now, that was learned, well connected. He was known by, the movers and shakers of Nigerian society. Made a lot of money, had houses everywhere. And his name is being brought to disrepute now because of polygamy. His name is being linked to now because of polygamy. And so the person said, Auntie B, please talk about polygamy. Advise people that nothing good comes out of it. So that is the summary of my story to you guys tonight. I will share some of the videos now. Cynthia, are you there? You say you want to co-host. Did you enjoy my storytelling?
I'm here, Auntie B. It was great. Super story.
Yeah?
It was a super story.
It was a super story. I'm not
If
sure
I
what you
close
mean
my
by super
eyes,
story. Is that in a good way or what?
in a good way. It was good, but it's not a story. It's a real life, unfortunately.
It's real life. I had to share it in a story form so that, I wanted to paint a picture. I hope you got the picture that I'm trying to paint.
Yeah, definitely. It was very well told. Thank you.
Thank
At
you
least
very
gives us
much.
more of a background, more insight into
Yeah.
the
That
madness.
background,
Definitely.
the background is really, really important to this story because we are talking about Mercy, who is the daughter of this woman that the daughter is calling out now for taking her glory. And she did exactly the same thing that the mother has done. She's married a man who is married to someone that considers her a friend. She's now the second wife of that man. This woman lives in America. She's Asiwaju Kocho. You guys know her, Funshaw. She's the mother of the only children that the man has. And in her absence, her husband has gone to take another wife, which is Mercy Aigbe, into the house that they built together. So it's like history repeating itself.
Apple doesn't fall far from the tree, isn't it?
You get what I mean? You get it. So these are some images. This is the house to know that, yeah, we know what we're talking about. That's the car. Apparently, Dr. Pat already went there before to go and smash the car. That's the mother's car. She smashed the screen, she smashed the windscreen, she smashed the back, she smashed all the what's it called, the glass of the car before that day that she not went back. This is the compound. So that's the car that's parked in front of the house. You can see it's one of those, it's an old house. So that's the car, that's the compound. They are saying now that because of the fire, they have to knock it down because the walls are weak. And the people in the area are worried that, okay, what's she going to do next? But I don't think she's going to do it. I don't think she actually wanted to target any other person. I think she was only after her mom. But of course, with the issue of fire, it can, it spreads. It can if they didn't tackle it very quickly.
But Auntie B, was she burning down that house because the house is sentimental in terms of that is what that the mum acquired from that relationship, basically, and she wanted to get
No,
rid of it.
I don't think
Oh,
so. No,
oh
I don't
okay,
think so. I
okay.
think she was more after the mom.
To burn her mum in the house.
Yes, that's what she wanted to do.
Really?
She said she was going to
Oh
delete her
wow.
mom. She said she
Oh
wanted to
wow.
delete her mom. That was her plan, to delete her mom. She said, I
Oh
am going to
wow.
delete you. That's what people heard her saying. Remember, she came. She came initially some few days before, smashed the car, totally wrecked it. And then she came again this time around for her mom. Fortunately for the mom, she wasn't there. That's the house. You see?
Wow.
You
That's a
haven't
bit.
seen this
That's
footage anywhere else. I'm the only one that is
no.
showing you this footage.
Wow.
Even
That's.
Gist
I
Lover
think
doesn't have this footage. This is the house.
exclusive.
This is
Obodo fam
exclusive.
exclusive.
This is Obodooyinbo TV exclusive. You can take it to the bank. Yeah, that's the house.
Wow.
Yeah,
Oh
you can
wow.
see it's a wreck. It's completely
I
done. Those
didn't
are
know
the
she wanted to. I didn't know she wanted to like do
delete.
damage to her mum. Wow.
Yeah, yeah. She said it's
Mm.
the mom that she's after. So the mom is fortunate not to be there on that day that she came, because she was willing to delete the mom. That's it. You can see all the walls. So they are saying they have to knock down the walls because they are weak now because of the fire. They have to raise it down. So they are worried about, people are worried about their own
The
security, what's going to
structure.
happen. The structure
Yeah.
has to be, yeah, the structure has to be taken down. This is the last video of the pano pano. You know what they call pano pano?
No, Auntie B, explain.
Pano pano. Pano pano is what Nigeria calls fire service.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's the literal translation of fire service. Means quench fire, quench fire. Pano pano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Despite
So
everything, though, I don't agree with trying to unalive her mum in that way, because even if the mum was the intended target, the fact that she set a fire is so unstable and it can go anyway, and it can even injure people that have nothing to do with this, with the goings on of the family. I feel like obviously trying to set fire to the property, a fire can come out, but it can go out of hand, and other people would have been hurt who have nothing to do with anything that's going on. So I feel like obviously maybe her mental state, but the action that she took in
absolutely.
going this far is
Mhm.
totally unacceptable under any
Absolutely.
circumstances. Yeah.
You're right. You're right. I don't
Yeah.
think she was thinking logically. I don't think
Yeah.
she was in the right frame of mind.
Yeah,
I think
definitely
she
not, because
completely
I don't
went
think a
berserk.
doctor.
Yeah, can you
Yeah, I don't
see?
think
Can you see? Look at that.
wow,
Everything is gone. She went
Jesus.
berserk. I mean, I think the mom should be thanking God that she wasn't dead that day. I don't think anybody would have stopped her because she went
Mm,
totally crazy. She was
wow.
literally out of her mind. Yeah,
Yeah,
can you
and
see?
somebody who's a doctor, I mean, your primary instinct is to save life, isn't it? It's not
Yes,
to try and unalive somebody. So definitely, there's a lot going on there,
yes,
internally and mentally, 100%. These
absolutely.
images are shocking. Oh my God!
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
Wow.
That's the interior. I had to just show you guys so that you see this is what is going on. So any of you out there that is, brothers especially, if you are thinking of polygamy, think again. Think again, because when we talk, it's like, oh, it's you women. You don't want to share. After all, there's enough of me to go around.
Oh hell no.
Yeah, think again. This down the line, yeah, this is it. This is you are seeing polygamy raw, and this is even polygamy where there was money. Okay,
Yeah, and this
this
is
is
the
how
effects of
polygamy.
polygamy when the man is no longer there to kind of call people to order, isn't it? I don't think this would happen if the
It can
husband
happen.
was still
It
alive.
can.
Yeah, yeah,
It
it can,
can.
it can.
Because even if he was
Yeah.
alive now, he would be very old. If the Baba was still alive by now, he would be maybe in his 90s or something. He would be very old. He wouldn't have the strength to control anybody. So I just want to play this
Mm.
video. I played it in the group. It generated some very interesting conversation. And this is my favorite quotes. Very, very good quotes. All of you women side doing that, you want to enter polygamy. You want to be doing side chick. Listen to this.
A real woman would never tear down another woman's home in order to build her own. A home built on another woman's tears will never stand.
Amen.
Amen.
A real woman will never tear down another woman's home to build her own. A home that is built on another woman's tears will never stand. Wow. Fantastic. So, this is the story of polygamy. This is the story of tearing down somebody else's home. By the way, before I take calls, let me just let you know that you see the last wife before Mercy Aigbe's mother, who was deprived from coming back home, who was living with Baba and went on a business trip, and was dethroned. They basically dethroned her. That's what I can call it. Yeah, they dethroned her. She's still alive. And
Wow.
yes, she's alive. She's alive and well. And by the grace of God, I understand that her children are super successful. And now she's watching all this drama. Unfortunately, and to be honest, I mean, when I sound like this, I don't want it to come across as if I'm happy with what is happening to Mercy Aigbe's mother. I don't think any mother deserves this. But you know what? What you sow is what you will reap. It's simple as that.
Yeah.
It's as simple
Absolutely.
as that.
Eventually.
Whatever
Yeah.
you
And even if
sow
it's,
is what you reap.
yeah.
Karma is real. Okay?
Yeah. And
So,
most times,
as
even if
much
it
as I
doesn't
don't
visit
celebrate
you,
what is happening to her, and I'm not happy, and guess what? She's got a son who is disabled. And those two daughters that I was telling you about, those two daughters that I was telling you about that they were sick, they were sickly. Apparently, they are no more. So you can imagine what she's dealing with now in her old age. So was it worth it? Bumi says she's happy. I'm not, no, I'm not happy. But was it worth it? Even the property that she's supposed to be enjoying from the late husband.
it's burnt down.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not
Exactly.
worth it. And to be, people think of the gratification for now, but they don't think about the future. That's the problem. The self gratification is there in the moment and in the short term, but you'd never think long term. That's the
Yeah.
problem. And then when things come up, things eventually catch up with you. Sometimes it's not even you that it affects; it's the people around you, and it's more
It's your
painful, I think.
children. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's your
yeah,
children. But karma is
absolutely.
real. If you doubt it, karma is seriously real. Polygamy is a no-no. And it just saddens me, breaks my heart that young men in this generation who know better still consider polygamy as an option. It's too much drama. It's too much infighting. It's too much people, everybody fighting their own corner. There is no unity. There is no real love. Everybody is trying to tear the other person. It's about what can I get. And any man that is polygamous, they don't live long. Most times they don't. Their wives always outlive them. Most times. Not all the time, but most times. So there you have it, guys. I hope I've been able to paint a compelling story to you that polygamy is a no-no. It doesn't work. And for women, we should be very, very careful. Women, be very, very careful. What you sow, you will reap. Mercy Aigbe is sowing now. She's sowing. When her own karma will hit her now, people will say, no. But, for a girl that grew up in this kind of household, you would think she would have learned from her mother's experience. But no, 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 no. It's another man's husband that she wants to go and marry. Her friend's husband, who she wants to go and marry, move into the house that he built with his wife who suffered with him when there was nothing. And you think God is happy with you? You think karma is not going to visit you? You are wrong.
But Auntie B, some of these things, it's like like, I'm Ugandan, so my mom always tells us this story that sometimes, when I mean, if people want to believe this, they can. If they don't, then it is what it is. But I believe this. Sometimes when there's like that spirit of, they call it the spirit of Jezebel, right? So it can shift from the mum to the daughter. So even though it's not something that she really wants to do, it's something that she's just drawn to do. So there's going to be women that maybe there's like an aura around them that they'll only attract married men. Have you heard that before? That there's just something that will always pull them to only be with married men. You always want something that is somebody else's. You are never content. Even if the guy is single, the guy is okay, you're fine. There's just this attraction that will always, it's like a magnet. It keeps drawing you to that person because that spirit is just around you for whatever reason. It could be a curse, it could be something. But I know, and my mom has told me, there's something in the spirit, in the family, that has been passed on to you, and it's something that you need to be cleansed of before you can break free. So some women are walking around and they are constantly looking for other people's property, i.e. their men, and they're never satisfied. Even when they have those men, they're still looking for another married man to collect. It's just like it's insatiable. That's my take on that. It could be that.
Let me tell you something, Cynthia, my darling. Your mom is right. And that's why there's something in Christianity that is, I don't know, maybe your mom is a Christian. There's something called generational curses. We're not going to go into that because I don't want to get spiritual
not today.
Not today, no. But
even just on a spiritual level, it happens.
Yeah, it is real. Let me tell you something. Yeah. Pat and Mercy, and even, I don't think that was even her second husband. I mean, I don't shame women for having various husbands because men have plenty wives, nobody cares. But the point is that this is not even the first one. There was another one before this Baba Olowo. And you heard how I painted the story of how she got into the Baba Olowo's house. And men, I'm using this opportunity to talk to you brothers, please. Especially if God is blessing you. The Bible tells us that the thief has nothing to offer you, but the thief has only come to delete, to destroy, and to ruin.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, that's all the thief has to offer. And I'm not talking about physical thief. I'm talking about the spiritual thief. I say I don't want to be spiritual.
Absolutely.
So spiritual. Anyway,
and to be, it's inevitable. It happens. And I think that, maybe she used, a lot of these things, it gets to men through food. Yeah. And it's just,
food.
I mean, it's
food
a coincidence.
Is very powerful. Drink and food.
It's a coincidence that she
can get you.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's surprising that she's selling akara and, the guy's going there. I mean, he's the only amazing akara in the whole of the land that he's going there to get it. What's drawing him there? Do you understand? But anyways, let's not go too deep. To bedroom. I mean, that's a big leap.
From akara to bedroom. Hey, hi.
It's a lot. It's deep. It's deep.
It is deep, my darling. Thank you so much. I enjoy co-hosting with you. We should do this more often, Cynthia.
Yes, really we should. We should.
All right, let's
there was a comment. Yeah, there was a comment from somebody. It said from, I think it's Neka. She said, again, karma never forgets its address. Amen. It doesn't.
No, karma never. Cynthia, put a comment in the comment section. Let me make you admin so that you can pin those comments for me. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, my darling. Uncle Ade, you are welcome, sir. You are a caller tonight.
Oh, Sister B, how are you?
I'm good, sir. Welcome.
Hi,
thank you so much for having me in your studio again. I admire you. I always say that I want to be like you when I grow up.
Thank you, sir.
Me too.
You're a good storyteller. You should keep on telling us stories. You really compiled and you have that comprehensive of telling stories. That's fantastic.
Thank you, sir.
I appreciate you very much. And please don't give up. We love you so much for you to be in the studio every day. I know, don't get me wrong, it's a hard work because
it is hard.
It is a hard work. And we appreciate it because you are educating, you are enlightening, and you are bringing on what do we call the vital part of us who are in the diaspora to understand, because there's a lot of things we need to deviate from our culture and we need to grow up. On this polygamous situation, I'm a victim of it.
Yeah.
So I know what it means. And And I happen to have my own brother that goes into that too. So
Wow.
polygamous, yes, I'm serious. And to the point, like you say, is the men that get the consequences of it. Because
Oh
for
yeah.
my brother to be, to be going what is going through right
Yeah,
now,
because they are sharing you. They are sharing you. So when they keep pulling
absolutely,
you here, they will tear you into pieces eventually. Women are very powerful and they can use
that's
their
it.
power negatively.
Thank you, Sister B. You know, I told you before in the time I come to the studio that women are very, very powerful. It's men that we always don't see that, and we diminished the spirituality of power. Because, Sister B, I'm going to say it loud and clear today to people to hear me. True wisdom. A woman that we sleep with, they have different spirits.
Absolutely.
Are you getting
Absolutely.
my point? A
Yes,
woman
sir.
the women sleep with, we have different spirit. Only God will save us that we do not, sleep with a negative one that's going to affect us.
Yeah,
See what I'm
I
saying?
agree.
And I say that to my children, which I have 3 boys, 3 young men, and
Yeah.
that's what I tell them. I said, be very careful that with the women you sleep with, because you don't know their spirits. Be very careful. Be very, very careful. So that's the point. For me, when knowing that I come from the polygamous, Sister B, I resented it. I cannot use the word, like I say, hate on this platform, but
Yes,
it's
yes.
such a life that it does not bring peace
No.
into anyone, because our parents did it, and to me, it's like they did it out of ignorance or out of selfishness. Because I say this as a man and as a 60-something years old man, being in a polygamy or as a man who wants more than one woman is a selfish end. You cannot tell me what it is. And there's no way you can tell me you can love these women equally. Can somebody come to the studio and tell us that as a man, you can love these women equally? It's never going to happen. It's
Yeah,
never
it's
going
not
to happen.
possible.
It's impossible. And the fact that we, in our culture, we have allowed that to be an excuse to the point that we create disunity, dysfunctionality in the society, in our culture. Because the children growing up, they are affected. There's no much connection in them. Let's face it. There's not much connection in polygamous, because our parents, our old folks, they think, and then you will find that they reach, they divide things. But, and Sister B, women, especially when they come to the house, women always fight for entitlement.
Yeah.
And they will do everything possible to get the attention of that man.
Oh
And do you want to tell me that? Because I experienced it through my mother. The first breakdown of my mother in my life was through that type of behavior of my mother seeing my father with another woman.
Oh
She
yeah.
completely mental breakdown. It is now when I come to America that I study mental, I study health, that I know that when you go through a lot of depression, isolation, and everything leads.
There was no name for it at that time. You didn't even understand when they withdraw like that. You couldn't put in. You just know that your mother is different.
That's it.
Yeah.
My mother was isolated. She was like, okay, mom, what's wrong? I'm okay. The next thing, she went into that depression to the point that she went into a violent, Sister B, I'm talking to you right now with emotion, to a violent this thing. So guess what? They have to take her. Is somebody who is making, how they talk, especially the Yoruba. Is somebody that is doing it. They have to take her to some babalawo and all that. They have to take her because I grew up in northern Nigeria. They have to take her back to the south. So I didn't see my mother almost 10 years.
Oh my God.
Almost 10 years I didn't see my mother in my life. That's
because of polygamy.
True, you know what I mean. Through
the stories of
that.
polygamy
So
are
those type of
heartbreaking.
things that we see in our society, I'm telling you with pain, as a wisdom man, polygamous is not. If the old folks do it in those, because I read and I studied polygamous, they were doing it those days because of land.
Farming. Yeah, it's because of
farming.
farming.
Because the
Yeah,
more,
because
the
of
bigger
farming,
your
so they
family,
can have more children. Yeah.
the bigger your family, the more land you possess.
Yes, and the more you can farm. It was because of farming. That's what I heard.
So why is it that any man that is doing it this time and age, in this period
It's
of
just selfish.
24th century, is about selfishness?
Selfish. Absolutely.
It's nothing. It's about selfishness
Absolutely.
and ego.
And can I just I read back, I mean, I've seen a study, and exactly what you mentioned that what your mother went through, unfortunately, it's a fact. So the study says polygamous women are genuinely at risk of experiencing psychological and emotional distress more than women in monogamous relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This is because they will obviously have a higher prevalence for depression, anxiety, hostility, paranoid ideation, psychotism, and generally just your well-being, your positive outlook, and psychiatric disorders will be a lot lower than people in, like, you know, in a monogamous relationship. So that is, I mean, it's unsurprising that was unfortunately what happened to your mother.
I'm sorry to share. I'm sharing this with the world. Because for my own father to say, oh, anytime she buy a clothes, you know how it is, or you must buy for your wife. For what? And then guess what? It's for his own ego, so that they will see them outside wearing the same thing, thinking that there is love.
Oh, okay.
Do you see that picture? It's not about those women, those two women. It's people outside. When they wear the same type of clothes, to see them that they are, you know,
the one big happy family.
And for cultural, for cultural context, Cynthia, I know you are from Uganda. In those days in Nigeria, even now, couples wear the same outfits, you know, traditional outfit, mostly Ankara, lace or whatever. It's a sign of unity. It's a sign of love.
And to be it's the same in Uganda as well. We have
we have
polygamous, not on the level that you guys do it, but we have polygamous marriages in Uganda. Like, I have a lot of family members who do, and it's the same thing. They have that. When the family is out in public for like weddings, functions, you're all kind of in a uniform to know that you're from so and so's family. Do you understand? You all kind of wear the same material.
This is husband and wife. Husband and wife will sew. You know how you sew clothes, how you buy clothes. So randomly, husband and wife will sew the same material to wear when they are going out. It's a sign of, you know.
But the irony about my situation is that, Sister B, my father does not even want to be with the uniform. But it's just those two women. Are you getting my point? It's just those two women to be in uniform. Do you see the economy of it? It's just those two women, not him.
Yes, absolutely.
It's just a power trip.
So that's
it's a power trip.
About. So I mean, Sister B, I'm so glad that I'm sharing this with you, and that my own brother.
Thank you for sharing.
And
is your mom still alive, Uncle Ade?
Yeah.
Is your mom still alive?
No, that's the painful part of it.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
She's gone at the age of 82.
Oh, that's but she did try. Was she well before she went to be with the Lord?
No, she wasn't. She wasn't. She was in depression throughout her life with all this. Because, Sister B, and I will say this, for my own mother, when I went back home when she was alive, we bought her a place to live. This is what I don't care what anybody said. I asked my mother, you know, boys. And Sister B, you know, boys, we always, and at my age, and I went home at the age of, by that time I was 50. So I said, Mom, why don't you allow my father to live with you? You have 3 bedrooms, for goodness sake. Don't worry, we're going to find somebody to take care of it. You know, my mother said, hell no. Do you think I'm going to allow him at this age now to come and live with
me? She wants a peace of mind.
Thank you. The moment she said that, I was so upset. I was angry. You know, the boys that will always love the father. I was thinking that and one thing that I was grateful to, that I'm not married to a Nigerian, maybe that helped me. I pick up the phone from Nigeria, I call my wife. And I said, honey, this is the situation. I'm trying to settle the disagreement and the situation with my parents. And this is what happened. Do you know what my wife told me? She said, listen to me right now, you my husband. Never you have anything to do with them. You do not know the pain your
Yeah.
mother
Your mom went
went
through.
You only
Yeah.
see what you can see, but
Yeah.
you never
As a
know
child.
what
Yeah.
yes.
You have some information, but you don't have the whole scope. Is your dad still alive or is he gone now?
He's gone. He's gone. A year passed now. He was 90 something, 94.
So he lived longer.
He lived longer.
With his younger wife.
What I'm talking about. He lives on. So that kind of situation is like.
What about the
when
responsibility of the children that are produced from this second marriage? Was it something that you had to deal with?
But that's what we have to do it. When I went for his burial, guess what? Somebody show up. Somebody who I've never known before. Somebody who I've never show up that I'm your brother. I'm like,
what? What?
African men. Now they try you. I get you now.
Yes. You my brother. How does that? But another one is like we've been hearing another one. That one too is I think he's older than me. He passed
And they didn't used to do DNA those days, though.
No, of course not.
Anyone they call your name, you will take it.
But the thing I'm sharing with the world today is that men at my age, we need to understand the consequences of what we do as men.
Amen.
It's what do you call it? It's not hearsay. It's a reality. Because when we men do things on our own, out of our selfish end, we do not think about the consequences we're creating. We do not think about what are we producing for the next generation.
And Uncle Adi, can I ask you something? So
yes,
being that, to me, it's always amazing when people in polygamous families, like siblings, they grow up, they kind of see everything that's going on, and then out of the siblings, what is it that made? Obviously, you can't speak for your brother, but what do you think attracted your brother to entering back into that kind of lifestyle? You said that he's also polygamous as well.
Why I say that?
You just want to play and run away.
Yes,
and then they get pregnant.
And the fact that people, because this is what I tell people, especially we Nigerians, it is for us to seek help when we're supposed to when we need it. Because when we come from that baggage background, a lot of us never deal with it.
Yeah.
We suppress it to the point that we replicate it into our life.
Absolutely.
My brother never get a chance because for me, I educated myself to the point that I went to the point that I joined a group that I have to educate myself, that I have to help myself in order for me to get away from my past.
Well done. Well done.
Oh my God.
You getting my
spoken.
Point?
Wow. Uncle Ade, you are dropping nuggets for life here. Thank you so much.
So deep.
For me, I have to do my own soul searching and look myself in the mirror and say, listen, if I want to get away from the past, if I want to change for the next generation, what am I bringing to the table? What am I bringing to myself? So that's why I change. That's why all those things that I see that is negative, all those things that I think is affecting my own growing up as a, through my father, I refuse to go through.
You dealt with it.
Well done.
Yes, hands on. I dealt with it heads on and I moved away from it and I made it. But my other siblings were not able to do that. And they're getting
unfortunately.
Unfortunately, but the thing is that for me, and I advise my brother, but guess what? He never listens because he goes to some church. They tell him, if you don't marry another woman, your previous woman is holding you back to the progress. Can you believe why?
God.
Why?
We saw a pastor today. Uncle Ade, we don't want to go into that. Thank you so much, my uncle.
Thank you, Uncle Ade.
Appreciate you, uncle. God bless you. I saw a pastor today that said that you may have married and your wife is not your soulmate. So single ladies, please don't rule out married men. They might be you might be married and your soulmate. Yeah,
is out there. It's somebody else's husband. It's somebody else's husband. Can you imagine?
That the man may have married, and people kept asking, "What about me? I'm looking for my soulmate now. I didn't marry for soulmates. I need a soulmate." I'm putting it out there now. We have 1,2 people watching. Please give this video a thumbs up. I'm looking for a soulmate. I didn't marry for soulmate. I didn't marry. My mother pressured me to marry, so I'm looking for my soulmate now. Thank you so much, Uncle Ade. Thank you for being vulnerable and sharing your, deep pain with us. This is how we heal. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. God bless you. Okay. Bumi, I'm coming to you in a minute. Let's take this comment from Olawumi. He's a man. Olawumi, hi. Where are you joining us from?
And good evening, Sister V, Auntie V. Can you hear me?
Welcome.
Good
Yes,
evening.
I can hear
Welcome.
you.
Yeah, I'm joining you from Ireland, Dublin, and I think
Oh,
Yay. Well
I
I've
think I
done.
called into
remember
your
you now. I'm
Welcome.
trying to remember
yeah
you now.
I've called
You
into your show
disappeared.
before.
What
No,
happened
no,
after
no.
the
I
last
see.
time?
No, Auntie V. I do join on the comment section. So busy, office
Eh,
work. Yeah, but
yeah.
anyway, it
Oh,
is
so nice
well.
to have you. I remember the
Yeah,
last time you were here, you broke the table. I mean, you spoke so well. Thank you so
yeah,
much. How are you? How's
yeah,
the
yeah.
family? I hope everybody is good.
Ev- Everybody is fine. Everybody is
All
beautiful. We
right,
thank
all
God
right.
for
What do you have to
everything.
say about this
Yeah,
particular issue?
and well, God help me tonight. Auntie B, God
Mhm.
bless you, and God bless
Amen.
all the Obodo family. You are doing a
Amen.
wonderful job. Even sometimes,
Amen.
if I don't catch you online as in live, I do
Hmm.
watch the broadcast later.
Yeah.
Well, God help me. I will use one of the comments here that says that, to be honest, polygamy is a kind of a generational thing. I
Yeah.
mean, a generational pain.
Course.
It goes
Course.
on and
Mm,
on and on and on. God help
mm,
us.
mm,
Um, I'm also a victim of it. I come
mhm,
from a very big polygamous house, but
mhm,
I do blame my mother for one thing because she was the fifth wife and the last one.
mhm.
So it's like she went to go and marry other people's husband, and I don't know. But well, that's the way. That's the way
In their generation, it was. I don't
yeah,
think they
in their
see it as other
generation.
people's
Well,
husband.
well,
Yeah.
to be honest, that's true. I don't blame her that much. But the effect of it, the aftermath is painful. It's not fun at all. And to
Hmm.
be, you know,
Tell
all
me.
these women,
Hmm.
Chemo, òrìṣà jẹ́ ń pé méjì obìnrin kò
Kò
sí.
sí o, kò dénú o, kò dénú o. Hmm.
There's no woman that would love to
Oh,
share
translation for
her
us, please.
husband. Yeah,
I did
there's no
translate
woman
it
that
before. No
yeah,
woman wants to share.
no woman wants
No
to
woman wants
share.
to share her boo.
And you see, in this time when they do a lot of things and to be
Hmm.
they do a lot of things. I'll
Hmm.
just tell you a very brief story, a very, very brief story of myself. My mother is the last wife, the fifth one, and I'm the
Hmm.
only child of my mother. My mother, I
Hey,
don't have a brother, I don't have a sister in that place. So you could see a big polygamous house. I'm on my own.
on your
I'm
own.
OYO. I'm on my
Hmm.
own. And thank God, because of that, I've been able to I was able to like kind of know the whole setting, and I went out. I kind of quickly opt out at my very, very young age. You wouldn't believe it. Thank God
Hmm.
today I'm a chartered accountant and everything is working well for me. But I have to break that yoke.
Hmm.
Spiritually, I have to break that yoke, Sister B.
Preach.
And to B, do you know that during my trying spiritually to try to break this thing, I got to find out that those women, my mother included, they've gone and pegged the life of their male children. Can you
Say,
imagine?
say that again. They did what to their male children?
They pegged the life of their male children that this one is not going to be successful more than my own.
Chineke.
Do you
Chai.
do you get what I'm trying to say?
Hi. The
They
spiritual
have
warfare is not here. Oh. Eh?
yeah, see, they pegged the life of their male children, all of them. So, and you could imagine if you now peg a life of someone who is a kekena pep, what will going to happen to everybody?
So everybody is fighting everybody's male children that your own will not be more successful than my own.
Yes. And in the course of that, I'm telling you, and to be, it's not fun. It's not
Hmm.
palatable.
Hmm. So this
The,
goes
the,
back. You know what you just said now, allow me. God bless you, my
mm,
brother. You are so full of wisdom. There's a reason why I love you so much. Look, it goes back to what we were saying in the last show about destiny and glory,
Yes.
delay and things that they can put in your path spiritually to make your journey. A journey of
Ah,
1 year will take 20 years for some people
hmm.
because
See,
of this
Confused
thing you just
journey.
said now.
I know
Yeah.
what I wouldn't want to say much, but I know what I went through.
Lord
But
have mercy.
thank God for Christ.
Hmm.
I came
Um,
from a Muslim home, but because of during my journey of this spiritual transformation battle, I have to convert to Christianity
Hmm.
because
wow.
I know you can't fight this battle on your own. You have
No,
to have
no.
a power that is greater than the power they are using.
Wow.
You have to use a power that is above their power to be able to overcome this
Oh
because
yes,
we are
because
not
you cannot fight the physical with the
yeah,
spiritual. You
because
can't.
we are not wrestling against flesh and blood, but we are
Mm-mm.
wrestling against all these principalities.
Hey.
And today,
You're shaking the tables
I
Oh
tonight.
wouldn't
my
want
God,
to
he's
say
speaking
much.
facts. This is
Yeah,
he's
but
Facts.
talking from his own life experience.
see,
Tell us a little bit about
and
some of these
today,
things, I beg. Because some
I
people still don't
know.
believe that these things are
Hmm,
real.
these things are real. You know, you said something in one of your. In fact, I have to commend you for the story you did. That story you did well, and today,
Thank
I
you.
couldn't
Thank you,
believe
my
you can did
brother.
well on that. That story is really
I
very good.
didn't even know
You
I
can
can
say,
tell stories.
and you did very well. You did very
Thank
well.
you.
And today, now, if I take stock of all my brothers, I know where they are at today.
Hmm.
And this is very emotional for me because even the one that had PhD, study abroad, they killed him.
They are struggling.
They killed him.
Oh, they
The
deleted
Oh,
one
him.
that, yeah, the one that has PhD and all those things, study abroad and everything, they killed him. In fact, he died mysteriously.
Obaton.
And now,
Hey.
like I said, if I now take the stock of those alive and today, I thank God for my life. It's not,
Hey. The
amen.
battle is real. It's both
it's
physical and
yes,
spiritual.
yes. And even my father, he was rich, but at the end of the day, at the end of his life, they messed him up. You know these women. You know, like Uncle Ade was saying, these women are more powerful than men. We are just
Oh yes.
deceiving ourselves
Oh yes.
to be saying,
Men,
oh yeah,
men don't know how powerful women. That is why, my brother, allow me. When the Bible says that he who finds a good wife
find
finds a good
a
thing. If you
good
find a
thing.
wife, that's a good wife, oh, because it's
A
not
good
always are
one
good.
indeed. A
See,
good one
a good
indeed.
wife can it can package your life. You will not recognize yourself. But if you find another one that what I'm saying that the
Yeah.
power of a woman, we can use it positively or negatively,
Or
depending on
negatively.
how.
Absolutely.
Yeah, yeah. I think when my father was in his prime, I think he was able to do one thing that this and I think I don't want to use the word. It's a BS. It's like you having to say everyone must eat in the same pot. Those things. We wear the same clothes. It is a deceit. It doesn't. It's not real. Those women and those children, we don't love each other.
Which kind of love?
Although we although we wear the same clothes, we eat in the same pot, but we don't love each other.
It's
At the
just
end of the
keeping up
day,
appearances. Keeping
do
up
you know? Yeah,
appearances.
yeah. Auntie
Yeah.
B, I can categorically tell you that there are some of my stepbrothers that we have not talked in 20 years and they are still alive and still alive.
Of course. Oh,
Wow.
everybody is fighting for their survivor. I believe you,
That
my
is
brother.
it.
You are
That
fighting
is
for your
it.
survivor. Where do you have time to be looking for your stepbrother?
We've not talked in 20 years.
Hmm.
Not even a
And
phone
then a lot
call.
of the times you can't maintain the relationships as siblings
Well,
because your parents, your mothers
thank
are
you.
fighting each other. It's not
And
possible for you. Like you
you
have
have
to
to
be on your
support your
mom's
mother.
side.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. You have to be on your, even though you
You
don't
have
want
to
to be in that
choose.
fight, You know, you're pulled into the fight of your parents, the other wives, and you know, it's crazy. It's so unfair and selfish because the kids don't want to be part of it. I know siblings, like I love my siblings.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want to
that's
be a
true.
part of all of that, but you have to take sides. You know, I mean, it's inevitable. It's your mother. You can't go against your mother to go and support your stepsister or your half brother's mother. You know, it's not done. But it's crazy.
It's crazy, and anyone in this age, in this 20th century, a man that is talking about polygamy is just preparing for his doom. That's all I can say. In fact, I have a lot to say, but I wouldn't want to say it.
I
have a
understand.
lot to
I
say.
understand.
Yeah,
I mean,
Thank you for sharing. You said a lot.
yeah,
Thank you for sharing.
but I thank God for everything. I thank God for
mhm,
my life. But polygamy is no, no, no. It's
hmm.
no, no,
Capital
no.
N-O.
Yeah, capital N-O. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Sister
you, Brother
Louis.
Laumi.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate
Thank
you,
you.
my
Thank
brother.
Right,
God
you.
right.
bless you.
Bye.
God bless your family. I mean, even with what you didn't say, we can hear what you are saying. Cynthia, do you feel
We
me?
read between huh?
You can read between the lines,
Absolutely. And to
even with
be some
what he
things
didn't
that you
want
don't
to
need to
share.
say. Yeah. Yeah. I was even getting so emotional, honestly. It's terrible. It's
Wow.
crazy, you know.
And
It's
Uncle
crazy.
Ade, a man in his 60s, telling you about how his mother went into depression, you
80.
know,
Still in
going
her
from,
80s.
one spiritualist, Babala or whatever, from one place to the other, and living in that
It's crazy.
situation for the rest of her life. Oh my God. And
It's so
somebody in
painful.
2022, I thought they say when you know better, you do better. How
Oh
can
no.
someone in 2022 still want to go down this path? I don't understand it. Why? Hmm. Oh my God. Okay,
But a
polygamy.
lot of yeah, it's a no.
No, it's a no.
And
I mean,
well done to the men who are on this platform who are making the like being so intentional to change this disgusting behavior, you know, being able to kind of do the work, whether it's counseling, healing, or just kind of expanding their knowledge on the subject and choosing to go against the grain and not be a part of that culture. Well done to those men. Like, I'm so happy we have men on this platform because sometimes when we hear these stories, we just think, oh God, men are really enjoying life, living this polygamous, you know, but there are men out here on this platform, at least your platform is allowing us to hear stories from the men's point of view that a lot of them, they've been in it, they've chosen to go against it, or they would never support it, which is comforting, you know. It's very comforting,
you
and
know
good luck
what
to
would be
all of
really
them.
helpful, Cynthia? I think what would
Yeah.
be really helpful. Somebody said thank you. Oh, Yeti. William said thank you, Auntie B, for this program today. Thanks also to the co-host from Kenya. She's actually from Uganda, not
And I'm from
Kenya.
London.
They are talking about where you are from
Oh, my
originally.
mom, Ugandan babe, East African babe.
Yeah, but you are not even a Ugandan. You are a
Excuse
UK babe.
me. I
What,
am.
what kind
With
of
my full
fake
chest.
Uganda woman talks like this? Your accent is giving you away.
I
Sister
was born and
Helen in
raised here.
Birmingham. I have a sister in Birmingham who is from Uganda. When she talks, she says she
Yes,
wants to take me to Uganda. We have to go to Birmingham to go and meet Sister Helen. She's amazing. She's doing so
yes.
much
Auntie,
good
we will
work in the
take
Obodo
you.
farm. Oh,
Only
I
we
love East
don't eat
African
pepe.
people.
You might not enjoy it. We don't eat pepe like you guys eat. I love pepe,
I
but we
will
don't
hold
eat
my
pepe.
pepper
So
when
you
I'm
might not.
going.
You
I
bring
will
your
carry my
pepe.
pepper and hold it. I beg.
Absolutely, you
Cynthia,
have to.
come it. Come hold my pepper when I'm going. Thank you for
Please bring
telling
your
me. I'll put
pepe.
my pepper in my bag when I'm going. Bumi, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Auntie
Welcome,
B, over the
Bumi.
farm. Cynthia, hi. How are you guys? How
Hi.
you doing? Auntie B, first of all, I just want to say hi, hello. Thank you for your consistency, for the tea, for the juice, for the champagne that you've been giving us, for the lessons, most importantly, and for your time. Over
Thank
the farm,
you.
make we like it, like they will say.
People are
Um,
literally coming to share their secrets they've
yeah,
never told anyone here because they are
yeah.
moved. Ha.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, now
Yeah.
you know.
Now you know now for your pocket. So I just want to get to it. I might sound a bit all over the place. Whenever there's polygamy, it hits home. Somewhat luckily for me and my family, my dad did not marry the other woman into the house. Yeah. But she's in Abuja, then my mom was in Lagos. So he was always doing that trip, back and forth.
Yeah.
And because I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again. But because with my mom, my mom married my dad. Like my dad married my mom. When you want to get married, but the one you want to marry doesn't want to get married. Just like they are saying that you should find soulmates. That's how it is happened for my mom and my dad. So my mom was the ready woman, was the wife material, but the woman he wanted was still trying to sow her holes all over the place. Eventually, they still ended up getting married about maybe 15 years later. After over 15, more than 15 years, they got
So
married after.
he still went back to his first love.
Yes, yes,
Wow.
which is the one in Abuja. Yeah. But I think it's even over 15. And at that time, she couldn't get married. Like she couldn't get pregnant because she's older. And it is I don't know if it's the juju or it's the whatever, but it's so strong that they adopted. They adopted a baby and they started from scratch. This is
After he had children, he went to adopt again.
it had fooled me like this. Fooled me. He has 3 kids with my mom, and we're all grown. Like I'm 34. I'm the
And he
oldest.
went to adopt.
He went to adopt. He went to
How old were
adopt.
you when you
Wow.
adopt, Bumi? Please.
I found out about this marriage. I was in 2016. I found out that he got married to her, and he adopted a baby. He adopted a baby of a toddler, 2-year-old toddler. They adopted a 2-year-old toddler.
Wow.
So
What? I've never heard this before.
yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
love must have been really strong. He really felt that was his soulmate. Maybe these are the kind of people that end time pastor was talking to today.
And the big that pastor plus my father, all of them, real focus there. They are not serious. Well, serious.
They are
What
Someone,
mad.
someone, someone in the comments said it's like Charles and Camilla. I agree. Sounds like Charles and Camilla
seriously?
love story.
Now,
Set, only set I want Charles and Camilla.
why do
Yeah,
you
yeah.
why do you then bring innocent people into this kind of confusion, into this triangle, into this? It's not even a triangle. Triangle is straight lines, hexagon or whatever. It's rubbish. And to be, I remember my mom. Whenever my dad would come for like a weekend. My mom would be doing her Sunday best. I would be like, what is happening? And then in the night they'll be fighting. This is where abuse came in. He was always abusing her, beating her. I
He
was like,
never loved her. He loved
he
the other
never,
woman.
he never, he never. So when I found out, and you know what, to be, but you know what, that I've always met this woman because whenever I go to see my dad, when my dad takes us to the office, I will see the woman riding in the car. Me, I just see that his colleague, his colleague, his colleague. It's when I
Colleague,
now saw the
were they
picture.
working together?
They were working in the same ministry, government
I
job. They were working in
see.
the same ministry. I don't know if they're the same Ministry of Education or Works. I don't know. But my father worked for the government until he retired. So they worked together. I don't know if you understand. I don't know how it is. But they worked. They were always together. Whenever I go to the office or when I go and spend a holiday in Abuja, there's a time that my father even dropped us. When we went to Abuja to see him after I went to boarding house, me and my brother. So he dropped us at home. Right, even the home and he just dropped us at home. Then he went to his this woman's house. He was there for the weekend. I was 12 at the time. I was 12, taking care of my 7. He was not 8 at the time. Taking care of my 7-year-old brother. No phone, nothing, just me and my brother. And my father disappeared for 2 nights. He came back on Sunday.
Left you.
Left
your
you at
brother
home with your
alone.
brother
He
to
left
go
me
and
and
see
my
his
brother. He left
side
me.
chick.
He left us in the house. I just came back. I was in GSS2, the one going to GSS2 or GSS2 going to GSS3. One of the two.
I'm so sorry, Bumi, but your father was very responsible with that action.
Irresponsibility is the owner of that word. I know. He is very irresponsible. So till today, me and my father and my brother, they still have issues. And I tried
Of
to tell
course.
I still have my issues, but my brother was the one that felt it the most because my brother schooled in Abuja, yeah, and there was a boarding school in Kubwa. So on the breaks, like, you know, when they have reading breaks, like when you have midterm, my father will abandon my brother in school. Body has where that they're suffering already. My father will leave him there. Long holiday, my father will take maybe a week, 2 weeks to go and pick him up. And when he picks him up, he will abandon me in the house, in the other house. My brother was holding this until he couldn't take it anymore. He fell sick. It was the neighbor and the other house was the face me I face. It was the neighbor
But
that
the
then
school
called.
closes now. If the school closed, who is he going to leave the child for in boarding school?
He was telling my mom that he has him. And that time GSM was just coming out. So we did not have any way of communication. And you know, Lagos to Abuja is not a trip that you just enter the road. Plus, my mom had me and my younger sister. So my father was supposed to be taking care of my brother. And to be polygamy is trash. The idea is trash. It's just suffering, it's pain everywhere. Nobody wins. It's not an ideal environment for the children, for the man, for the woman. Like, if you want to be with somebody, be with the person. If you don't want to be with the person, let the person go. Why are you adding more? I'm keeping face. Like, my mom will go to the family bed, like, first wife, first wife. My mother said, which one is first wife? I don't even know the second wife. Let us see the second. Because my father till tomorrow is denying. The story broke out. Somebody in Abuja showed us the pictures. Until today, you know, when I approached my dad said that his grandfather did it. His grandfather even did worse than him. That he only has 2. That's why I should keep quiet. That's what my father told me.
So he's
So is it a competition?
Cynthia, ask me. Just ask me.
Is it a competition? So because your grandfather had 10, he should have 50.
And he said that
it means what?
He tried to take care of us. That at least he tried. That's what he said. That's what the man said.
Wow.
That's what the man said. So there's nowhere that we hear polygamy or you are having side babes. Like, nothing about it is glamorous. Nothing about it makes sense. Nothing about it is psychologically okay. There's an imbalance, and it's very toxic. Very toxic. Chemically, naturally, it does not make sense. So it's really sad. Like, you can see with this story that we're hearing, the update, this is how you don't know what triggers the child, you don't know what triggers the woman. I don't even know how my mom, because my mom has always been, she has now casted her hopes to God. Yeah, so she's a church woman now. So I don't even know, like, I cannot tell how she feels. I just know that she's trying to save face. You know, when you're trying to save face for the community, for people around you, you're just trying to keep up. But when I say, Mommy, let's have a conversation, genuinely,
she won't talk about it.
She won't talk about it because I know she knows that she has.
It's too painful. It's too painful.
You know, the thing about our mothers back in the days is that they internalize their pain.
A lot.
The society and the culture, tradition did not allow them, religion did not allow them to express themselves. So they internalize. So when Uncle Ade is talking about how the mother fell into depression, I can totally understand.
Yeah.
A woman that was broken, but you can't say nothing. You are expected to just live with it, accept it, is the norm. But it's not working for you. So you see your mom, and that is for a lot of, not your mom alone, Bumi. As a matter of fact, a lot of women back in the day, that's why they put all their love on their children and they hold on to Jesus. Jesus is their husband, though. Because without Jesus, they cannot survive.
Yeah.
They go to church, they carry Bible on their head because this is their survivor.
It's sad. Yeah. So when I tell my mom, like, before I got married, it took, like, my mom was like, do this one. She wanted to marry an Igbo man. Don't need to marry. She was projecting, like, she was projecting her life through me. And me, I'm like, me at the age of 10, I was already sure what I wanted. I was like, if you know work, you know work. I don't even kill myself. Like, I cannot die. Sorry, I cannot come and pafuka myself. So I already knew what's up. But before I made that decision, that was the closest I've gotten to my mom having the conversation. I was like, so when you were settling down, what did you do? My mom said, anybody you choose, just choose wholeheartedly. And if it doesn't, my mom said, if it doesn't work, there's always a way. I said, this woman says always a way. I said, okay. I said, okay. So that's the closest. I've tried to get her. When she came to see me here, I've tried to get her to therapy. She said she doesn't feel comfortable telling another person her business. I'm like, I need you healthy. God. I need you healthy to stay for your grandchild, for me, for your son, for your daughter, you know. But you can just see her that she's not here. Like, it's almost like depression. Like, or she'll
Yeah,
be in the kitchen, she'll be washing the same plate. She'll be just be washing the same plate.
it's
And then
depression.
she'll forget where she is all of a sudden, like, oh,
But
okay.
yeah.
And then she's only 52, 53, 52, 53. I
What?
don't remember. Yeah. Yeah, because she married early. She married
She
really
will
young.
never, you know, the only person she will engage with. Let me tell you something, Bumi. People in the comment section are saying she needs therapy. The only therapist or counselor she can engage with is a pastor.
Is a
She can
pastor.
never, yeah.
Yeah.
Because if he's a man of God, she can
She'll
feel,
trust him.
she'll feel free.
Yeah.
Yeah, that trust is there because she knows that, okay, he's not going to judge me and it's okay to
Yeah.
talk to a pastor. But for a trained
Yeah.
therapist, no way.
Yeah. Yeah, but she has pastor's number on speed dial because because even when I was going into labor, pastor, this one wants to be. I said, Mom, I'm going to labor. Which one's pastor? And we're not in the same country. We're not even in the same continent. Like, she has pastors, but I don't know if that's true. I will probably try to talk to her when I see her next again, maybe. But she has a lot of pastors. Like, I know when she came to see me, she like, buy gifts for this pastor, buy gifts for this, and I oblige because I know that is her coping
That's her
mechanism. That's
coping
how.
mechanism.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how she
So
copes. Yeah.
that's how she
And,
goes. But it's
and let me
sad.
tell you something, Bumi. You see pastors, people on social media who talk about pastors because you know they have anti-pastors and fake pastors, right?
Yeah.
But people who speak negatively about pastors, the reason why they get a lot of attack is that I always tell people it's because of what the pastors stand for. So the average
Yeah.
person who is suffering, pastor is the next person to God. They represent
Yeah.
hope. They represent healing. They represent breakthrough. They represent answered prayers. So when you talk against that person, you are talking, you are trying to take away the only hope they have. That's why people
Yeah.
like Pastor Shola will get a lot of bashing, right?
Yeah.
Because he's saying things that, oh no, it's hope for them. And they
Yeah.
cannot distinguish between the real ones and the ones that are not real. To them, man of God, I can wear collar tomorrow and say I've been ordained. I went to pastoral church. I'm a pastor now. I'll just come here and start speaking in tongues and preaching, and they believe because it's
And
Yeah.
then to
hope.
be, do you know, also, it's also I think you guys mentioned it already. It's a coping mechanism in the sense that you want to hear where you've been maybe silenced, you haven't had a voice, you haven't been heard, you haven't been seen. When you are in the presence of somebody who's giving you that audience, for example, a pastor, whether fake or real, you're not there to kind of distinguish the one who's real, who's fake. You're happy to kind of have the ear of that person and have their full attention where you've never
Because it's
had it before.
healing for
So
you.
it's
Yeah, it's
comforting to
healing.
you to hear,
Yeah.
to, if they're agreeing with you, if they're supporting you. A lot of people would rather that than actually thinking, you know what, is this actually beneficial to me right now? Is this what I need? They're just comfortable kind of just being lied to because it's more I think it soothes the pain. I think that's
Yeah.
what a lot of the time that's what it is. That's why they don't want to actually seek maybe people who are professionals to actually help them with that, because a pastor is not a psychologist. They're two different things. They serve two different purposes, so
Yeah.
you wouldn't go to
But
your
Bumi's
pastor to
mother
go
doesn't know
and
that. Yeah.
you
But
know
Bumi's
but
mother
they're
doesn't
just
know that.
happy. Yeah, they're
Hmm.
happy kind of living in a bubble that's
Hmm.
it feeds them a narrative that's comfortable for them. It doesn't take them out of their
I,
comfort zone.
You know what? I think she does,
Mm,
but she doesn't want to
yeah.
accept it. Like, it's like Cynthia is saying, it's a bubble. Like, there was a time it got so bad. I was young. I don't remember the stage of my life, but I was in boarding house still. And I remember I myself and my brother were begging her to get a divorce. And I don't know, like, I did not know the intricacies of how it would work. But she was saying, where would she start from? What would people say? She's doing it for us. I was young. I was not in SS1, maybe JSS2, JSS3. I was begging her because it was so bad. Like, the neglect was obvious. That time they were selling cup of rice. We buy a cup of rice every day. We don't know where our next meal is going to come from. My mom is here paying rent, and we know again. Like, if this woman was nearby, maybe I would have gone to her house. But because it's in Abuja, I can't go there. I can't go and see him because I was so bitter. I would have
So
probably done something to the woman.
So he basically neglected his first family because of this
Exactly.
so-called love of his life.
Exactly.
That should be a criminal act. I'm sorry. He should be thrown in jail for doing that. If you want to take multiple wives, have multiple children, the least you can do is pay for them financially. That's the least he can do. Even if he's not in your lives to see you, to tuck you in bed, read you bedtime story, that's fine. But you guys have to eat. You have to be provided for. So for him to just kind of have a second wife and then just leave you guys to fend for yourself is so diabolical, and it's just disgusting behavior. And I wish
Yeah.
more of these men would be prosecuted for this behavior other than just being allowed to get away with it. So
Let me
what
tell
are
you
you
what
supposed to
someone
do?
said. Cynthia, somebody said that it should be a crime for people to have side chick, that they should make a law in Nigeria to stop side chicks. How would that work?
I mean, and to be, it wouldn't work because that country is a country that supports having
Polygamy.
until they abolish polygamy, there
Mhm.
will never be a need to get rid of a second wife. I think I said this in our group. In order for the side chick to become a wife, she has to be a side chick. The man is not going to go pick a random woman from nowhere. There has to have been some kind of engagement, which would have started as a side relationship, as a side chick.
Mhm.
Thank
That's
you.
just what it is. And for as long as that country or Africa or other countries support polygamy, it will never be abolished. There'll
Let me
always
tell
be
you
a
why
side
it
chick,
cannot be
you
abolished.
know? It
The reason
can't.
why it cannot be abolished, it can be abolished in the south and in the west, but northern Nigeria is Muslim. Okay, it's
Yeah. Mm,
99.9% Muslim. So they believe in polygamy as part of their culture more than even the people that brought Islam to
mm,
their side
mm.
of the world. Because you know, Africans, when we take something, we do it the wrong way, right? So you go to a
Absolutely.
place
Just
like
love it.
United Arab Emirates and you see Muslim men, sheikhs. They've
Mm,
got they got money that you cannot even count. They got oil wells and they have one wife. And you see
yeah.
one Aboki in Kano State who cannot even feed himself. You have four wives because my religion permits it. Because
Yeah.
Africans by
No.
nature, black people, Nigerians will take something and bastardize it.
Out of
So it
context.
will
Absolutely.
not work.
Just
Yeah, because a lot of
yeah.
Muslims, I have Muslims in my family. Uganda, we're like Muslim Christian as well. I have Muslims in my family that were married to Christians, right? And then I have family members who are fully Muslim. And in Uganda, they've taken other wives, and to be honest, they all live absolutely fine. The wives are in their own house with their own children. The husband goes between them. There's no problem. They're all, I mean, on the surface, happy families, right? But I feel like when you're in that, if that's your religion and it's your culture, you have more of an understanding and you try to uphold it at a certain level, right? But I feel like people who kind of dip in and out, they take bits of, oh, I want to have a second wife, I want to have multiple wives, but you're doing it for the sake of like social status, to like make you be like the big guy in your community because you've got money, you want to take multiple wives. What's the reason that you're really doing it? Is it just so that because you have money you want to take lots of wives, or is it because you're not content with your first wife? Is it that you have a problem and you're not able to be monogamous? Do you understand?
Let me
I feel
answer
like
that. Let me
yeah.
answer that, Cynthia. Let me answer that. In some cultures in Nigeria, yeah, I'm not going to mention it not to get controversial. They will tell you that if your wife is giving you problem, it's because she's the only one. Take another wife.
Mm-hmm.
You will teach her a lesson. Women, you don't
Mm-hmm.
hear that thing before. Have you heard
Yeah, I
it?
Jesus.
don't hear.
No,
Oh
we don't
yeah.
hear that. No.
It's
Oh
like
yeah.
when they say that you have a girlfriend and
Yeah.
she's peaceful, she's happy. If you want to give her a problem, you just cheat on her. Have a side chick or whatever. Just cause confusion, commotion, so that
It's very
she will sit
perverse.
up.
The teaching is so perverse. And baby me saying polygamy is traditional, not religious.
Yeah, I
Okay?
agree.
It is religious because Islam allows it.
But Islam allows it, and it's
Yeah, but
because of
even
religion.
Islam, and to be even though people go back to this Islam allows it with the condition. The condition is if
No,
you
no,
as a
no,
man,
no,
yeah,
Cynthia. African men forget the condition. That's what I'm trying to tell
absolutely,
you.
that's the problem. It's
They
like when people
ignore
read
the
the Bible,
condition. They don't
yeah,
care about the
they
condition.
read the Bible and then they read only the bit that kind of co-signs their BS and they forget the other part. Islam states that if you as a Muslim man want to take another wife or multiple wives, it's within your free reign to do so. But you need to be able to love that woman exactly the same. If you as a man cannot do that, then you have no business taking a second wife. And show me any man or any person who can love two people at the same level, with the exact same level of interest, of love, of attention, of affection. It's not possible. Other than your children, as mothers, we can even some mothers cannot even love their kids the same. So what of you, a man, that you're easily swayed by, oh, maybe her cooking is nice, or maybe the kerewa is more sweeter. How are you going to differentiate, or how are you going to put these two women on the same level? It's not Islam that says that. People just take what they want. As you said, they bastardize it, and then they use it to fulfill and kind of co-sign the BS they want to do in their homes, which is wrong. So no, Islam doesn't support that. It's not true. And there's a lot of Muslims. I have Muslims in my family. They are content with one wife because they know what? They cannot afford a second wife. They wouldn't be able to provide the same quality of life that their first wife is enjoying with their children. They don't even have that time to give to their children. So for that reason, that is what stops them from taking second wives. They're content with one wife. End of story. Yeah.
Okay, Bumi. How is your mom doing? Let me just ask.
She's fine. She recently retired, but she's still. It's the way it is right now. He's also retired, but his permanent residence now is with her. She has settled. She has taken her fate. We have all. Yeah. I just want her to. My plan is to take her. Yeah.
Just make her happy. Okay?
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever make her happy. Whatever will make her happy. Do you know why? Because children. You are a mother now, so you understand. I don't need to preach to you. Right?
Yes.
Women live for their children.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons I'm telling you, if you can get, because I don't think your mother has even opened up to tell you why she didn't have the courage, or even all the news she was hearing about this woman in Abuja and the way your dad treated her. She took it, part of the reason, and I'm not saying it's right, but that is their understanding in that time. It's because of the children. My children, I need to do it for my children. I want my children to have a dad. If I take them away, they will not have access to their dad. That is why a lot of women in those situations made those decisions because they wanted a two-parent household. Unfortunately, the second parent is never available. He was in Abuja, like your dad.
Yeah.
He was in Abuja.
Sometimes when I see videos of how fathers relate, I don't have that type of relation. I don't even know what it feels like. And growing up when I was younger, before my dad went into, I think it was when they were forming Abuja, they transferred him. So before that, we were pretty close. I remember that he would come out from work, I would hug. But then when he had that room, and I don't know, because people have also blamed her. I think she also shares the blame that she let my father stay away for so long, because I've heard her say something like that she also shares the blame that she was complacent, she was accepting that if she had fought harder, but she was naive, like, oh, whatever they tell her,
maybe it wouldn't even make any difference even if she fought.
Maybe.
The ones that fought will come. No, there's no guarantee, my darling. There's no guarantee. I mean, I wish her well. I hope, just look after her and love her. You and your brother, please
pamper her, give her soft life,
love her.
Let her enjoy
That's all
life.
I can tell you. Thank you so much, my darling Bumi,
Thank
for calling
you, Bumi.
me. God bless you. Okay, I think we're rounding up now. Bibi, how are you? You haven't called in a while. I see you in the comment section. This one you called in today, you are fired up.
My beautiful sis D.
How are you,
my
darling?
goodness. I have to give you flowers. All the bouquet of flowers. Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
More and then Auntie Cynthia. Now I
just Cynthia.
You've not seen Cynthia's face. Next time, Cynthia, please go and get ready. Our next show, you that was telling me earlier today that we should put face. We should do live show. Next time, go on. You know how to do your pimpirimpe makeup and everything. So you show your face.
Sister, she balanced the situation well. She really balanced it well. Oh my goodness. I'm enjoying it. It feels like It feels like I'm in a radio show. I'm watching a radio show.
Oh
And
yeah,
yes, so,
I have a co-host. I've been looking for co-hosts for a long time. I finally
Sister
found
B,
one.
we are projecting. Oh, we are projecting. We are getting the
Oh,
radio
yeah.
station soon.
Oh
We are
yeah.
Yes,
getting, we are getting the
amen.
radio station soon. Oh, very soon, very soon. Our name is going to be on Vogue. The beautiful African ladies topping things up. Please.
Oh yeah. One with
Amazing.
British
We claim
accent
it.
and one with Nigerian accent.
Yes,
It's
so
okay.
the real thing, Obodo fam. I beg on her. And look, I don't
Have you seen the comment? People are just loving your accent because your accent is British.
Actually, your accent is English.
No, my accent is Nigeria. Please, Cynthia, don't put stones in my pocket. I know my accent. I know my accent. Me and my children don't talk the same way. Cynthia, when I say something, my children will say, they will correct me and tell me how they pronounce it. I say, please, I wasn't born in this
Don't
country.
embarrass
Leave me
me.
alone. Leave me alone.
English is not my first language. That's what I tell my
English is not my
daughter.
first language.
English is
You
not my
people
first
can speak your
language.
beautiful English. I say, curtain. I say, ma'am, it's curtain. I say, what's curtain?
Oh my God. It's like my mom up to now, my mom still says when she's like cucumber, she's like cucumber. I'm like, oh my God, mom, please.
Please leave us alone. This is how we know how to call it.
Yes, so Obodo fam, I beg on her. I need you down, beg. Please like.
What's going on?
Let's like. I beg
The
you.
lights
people.
are so few. I don't even want to say anything.
Let's not hoard this like. Let's like, because this is it's a learning thing for everybody, whether you are in a polygamy or not, whether you know somebody.
We
or
have
not.
less than 500 likes, and we've had 1,000
this is a
200
learning
people
curve
consistently for over 1 hour.
Everybody should like this. First
if
and
you like
foremost,
this kind of content, if you like this content, you like our guest co-host to pop in now and again, be liking the video. Show Auntie B what you like.
Uzo said I can listen to Cynthia all day. You see, Cynthia,
thank you, Uzo, my sister.
You have to learn. You learn
book
Nigerian
back.
language along the way because I'm always speaking Yoruba. You will learn. Thank God your man is Nigerian. We've colonized you.
He
anyway.
is. He's Yoruba guy.
He's a Yoruba guy that she's with.
Our wife.
We already know she's our wife.
Please don't start that. Our wife.
You are our wife. You are our wife. You know Nigeria. We don't marry half measures, so we take you completely and change your.
No, you'll be saying our wife, and there'll be another our wife in the kitchen.
No,
please.
No, with you. Your English is too straight. We cannot mess around with you.
Oh my goodness. No, but Sister B, I called in because I haven't called in a while. I will send an email to you to update you on what's been going on with me.
Right,
but more importantly, it's been back. It's very therapeutic. It's very therapeutic because it's a safe space you have provided for everybody. No judgment. Just come and share your burden and then learn. The learning is just amazing. Oh my goodness, where do we start from? But for this particular issue, I actually have a friend that the cousin went through something like this. As I speak with you right now, she's in the States now. This is my friend's cousin, because she just walked out on the situation. She was tired. She did not want to deal with it anymore. It got so bad that she had kids for her husband, had 4 kids, but the man twisted things so much around that the 4 kids recognized only their stepmom, which was the first wife, as their mom. She did not have any biological children of her own. That's the first wife. So she adopted a child. But when the second wife, which was my cousin, was tricked into it, and I want to use, she was tricked into it. She was told, oh no, there's nothing anymore. There's no situation happening anymore. She's gone. She didn't have children. She got into the situation, and the wife was still very much at large. She was there. So she couldn't do anything. She was already pregnant, has 4 kids. As I speak with you, she's trying to mend for her kids to recognize her as her real mom. Because they were taught and brought up to believe their mother was the first wife.
Who raised them? Who raised them?
Oh, she was in the picture, but she was given boundaries. She was in the picture. By the husband. And she
boundaries.
yes,
Maybe
and
Cynthia, you understand it, please. I don't understand.
She
Bibi,
was-
what are you saying?
she, as Sister B, she was in the situation. She would only have, nurse the children. When the kids were old enough, they were taught, this is mommy too. Mommy was the first wife. Mommy too was null
And
and
she
void.
allowed that. She allowed that.
Well,
She doesn't have a choice.
It was when she couldn't allow it anymore. She just walked out.
But why did she allow it in the first place, Bibi?
I don't want, would I say it is love? Because it's like a situation of Two-Face and Annie. When you are being groomed by the person, and the person groomed you from when you were very young and naive, and made you see them as the Lord and all, so that nothing makes sense anymore. The reason why she walked out was because it got to a point where she was almost on leaving because of all the abuse. The abuse was not just mental. It became, it was not only emotional, it now became physical. And it was like, okay, I'm done. You can have everything. You can have the children. My life is important. I can always.
So what's the lesson there? Let's take the lesson from there before you go on, Bibi. What's the lesson there for women who are listening in this situation you just painted now?
Know yourself before you get into anything. Nobody can make you. You always say it. We came into this life individually. Do not allow anybody to siphon your head with words or anything, even if you are scrapping stones on the streets to eat. Because this lady felt, oh, he provides everything. He gives me everything. I cannot suffer anymore, so I will take the crap. And like I said, when you're being groomed that early and gradually being excluded from people that can speak sense into you, this is what happens. And a lot of times that happens. You will see the men, they'll be like, oh, this woman is not good for you. You shouldn't be friends with that person. Oh, I don't like that lady you're talking to because she's going to brainwash your head. Little by little, you find yourself alone and it is just you and this man. It doesn't even have to be a polygamous situation. But in this situation, it was polygamy. And you see this woman, you've been brainwashed to the point that, okay, this is how things are done. Can't you see other women are doing the same thing? Oh, my husband's friends, so they have wives and co-wives and blah, 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 blah. And that happens. And as I speak with you, I mean, her kids are, what am I saying, how old? The eldest is probably like 35 or something. And it wasn't too long ago, she walked out. And the kids are now seeing what their mom was going through. And now, none of the child is in the house. They don't want to have anything to do with the man or their supposedly mommy.
And they're going to blame their mother too for tolerating this situation for this long.
Well, the girl child did, because she said, we did not have to see this. We did not have to experience this. We don't know who you are. We grew up in the same house with you, but we do not know who you are. Therefore,
was she not working? Did she not have any kind of, financial power or anything like that in this situation?
the way we saw it was she was the one in the house doing everything.
So she was a house girl.
The main mommy was the one that had businesses.
No, she is the house girl. The second person is the mother. She was a house girl. Let's call it what it is. I don't like sitting around the bush. I'm very, guys know me. I'm straightforward. I call it what it is. She was the house girl who had the children for the main wife, who the man considered as the wife and mother of her own biological children to raise them. And she
did the first wife not have the first wife didn't have her own children?
She couldn't have kids. No, she could not. She only adopted.
So they just used her as a womb and cleaner.
Yes.
So who has the children? The one that we're talking about. The children that we're talking about. Who has
the
them?
children that were talking? It happened. It's the second wife that has the children, but was raised by the first wife because the first wife saw their own mother as a step one. That is when they were brainwashed into. Sister B, there are so many things happening in Nigeria. So many things that people do not see. Social media is bringing out small by small because this new Gen Z, they are being vocal. Those days, they couldn't say anything. They keep quiet. And who are you to talk when the man is bringing everything and like I said, groom you into stupor, like what Annie is dealing with. Groom you into stupor, that you see yourself you stand in front of a mirror and you cannot recognize yourself. That's what happened. And today, how is it being modernized? I typed it in when I was giving the comment. People are having baby daddies. You see, like Davido. I mean, tell me, I've been hearing stories about Chioma going back to him, and I'm thinking, is
they
this
say
girl
they're wedding
drunk?
next year. They have a wedding next year with
you
Yahoo
see,
pastor, the Yahoo pastor in the UK.
But
Pastor
London.
Toby.
Yeah,
Pastor
he's the one
Toby.
that's going to wear them. He actually gave Chioma a bag, a designer.
Birkin bag.
Birkin bag.
Birkin.
Yeah.
So
Birkin bag.
Doesn't she have friends to tell her what is wrong with you? Look at this guy with so many kids. Is he going to wash his kids away?
He even had a kid after they were together. After they got engaged and had a child, he birthed another child from another woman.
Exactly. So many of them are doing it. So many of them are doing it, and it's becoming like okay, it's the in thing now. It's the normal now. And then you see the girls are gravitating towards
normal.
them. Yes.
Yeah, that's the new normal. Yeah.
And it is sad. It is sad because I'm like, how else do we preach it for you people to get it? If he brings somebody else in, then you're not important. Take a walk.
He will never. Let me just say this, why? Because you brought up the issue of Chioma. I didn't even want to bother to waste my breath on them. I could have done it. Yeah, no, I can't be bothered. I know I can't. There are more important things to talk about than, people who are money misroad and trust fund babies.
Money misroad.
My money misroad now. Look, Davido will never be faithful.
Never.
Chioma knows that. But she's willing. So, like a lot of people on social media said, she's going to end up being the Anidibia. Frustrated, traumatized, demented, and everything you need to say about her mental health and emotional health, dealing with the cheating, philandering husband who will never be faithful. She knows it, but she's going to go into it anyway. That's it.
All the best to her.
Sister B, since she wants to be silly and don't have common sense, I don't mind. She can continue to be. My problem is you are now bringing a child that is going to
somebody is saying that they think she might be pregnant. Even me, I'm suspecting because all this plenty, she's always wearing all these woolies now. So I don't know. Maybe there's another baby on the way. And the video can fire anything before you know. I keep saying, all these Nigerian musicians, have they not heard of birth control before?
No.
They've not heard of condom.
No, they don't ship it to Nigeria anymore.
They forget condom. All these babies they're having right, left, and center.
Yeah, but Auntie B, it's not only what about Nick Cannon? He's doing this in the America as an American man. No, I think for them they don't have African connections, right?
That's the modern day.
He's gone into it.
Yes.
What's going on?
Yeah,
it's madness.
He's the father of the new generation.
That's why I said it's the updated polygamy. This is
my problem is I don't care what people do in their own homes, but I feel like when you bring it to social media and you have influence, like somebody like Chioma, she's still in an age bracket of influential and easily misled young women. These girls are looking up to her and they're like, oh my God, this is the perfect life. You have money, you have all this, all this, this guy is after you, you have a baby, it's not a big deal. If Chioma can manage it, if she can handle it, she'll still be his wife. It's not a big deal. It's a big bloody deal. A big one, a massive one. So these women, when they have these social media platforms and they're adored for no reason by young women, they have a duty of care. To me, I call it a duty of care. Or please disable your social media and live a private life where nobody can have a say. We cannot see, we cannot hear, we cannot smell it. Live your life. But when you put it out for people to consume, it's not fair because people have a misconception that you're living a great life and you're not. You're
You're
not.
talking
Yeah,
like
sorry.
a matured, well-balanced, reasoning adult. That's how you're talking, Cynthia. And I know you are because I know you, my
But to be,
darling.
I'm also a mother. I have a teenage daughter. My daughter's 19, and thank God I have the mind that I have, and my daughter is very ahead of her years. She doesn't fall into this, but she has friends. She has other people
Most
in her
children,
social.
yeah,
They're
most of these children
susceptible to
that grow
all
up
of
in this
this.
part of the world are not like that because they've not seen poverty. But the average person, because you we brought out the issue of social media in Nigeria or Africa who are following people like Chioma, right? Those people they live in poverty. So seeing a Birkin bag and they put the price, how much they sell that bag, to them
Honestly.
is a dream come true.
True, true. And
Mm.
then you have grandfathers like what is that her name? This one that has six wives
Is it
and
that
this
old man with the
yeah,
young
exactly.
actress?
So tell
Oh
me,
God.
that young girl, you see that
Regina
situation.
Daniel. We're talking about Regina
Yes,
That
Daniel now.
one.
yes. You
Exactly.
see that situation. You see other women that are old enough to be your mom, and you decide, I want to be a co-wife to this person. Is that not mental illness? Look, I said it so. Mental illness these days wears Chanel, it wears Dior,
It was Prada.
it wears Prada, it
It's
drives
devil
Benz
West
and
Prada.
G-Wagon. Yes, so mental illness is not walking on the streets anymore. It goes into air-conditioned cars and goes on vacation. That's
Private
how
jets.
yes, so that's how the mental illness is because it's just crazy what they're doing. And then what are you leaving behind for? And they have followers. That's the annoying
Yeah,
part.
that's the annoying part. That's the one that burns me the most. Do what
Yes.
you want to do, but don't
Don't
show a
bring it out in the
fake.
public.
Don't show people a fake snippet of your so-called happy life. But in the background, this chumma is racking her brain. I've
She's
heard that
miserable.
she's always going wherever Davido is. She's fighting people in the background. Maybe it doesn't come on social media. She's fighting with the other baby mom. The other baby mom is unfollowing this person. Like, why? Why?
It's
She's
really
fighting
sad.
with the other baby mom. The other baby mom is
Polygamy.
unfollowing this person. Like,
Lovely David. I've added you, but it's like your YouTube is on. Are you watching from two devices?
Okay, Auntie B. I don't turn them on.
So
welcome,
Auntie B,
welcome.
let me bow out. So let me bow out. But
Oh,
thank
Bibi,
you
thank
for
you so much,
always
my darling.
Thank you,
bringing it
Vivi.
home. Thank you, Cynthia, for
I
co-hosting. It's
appreciate you, my
Thank
darling.
you.
wonderful show. Enjoy the rest of the evening, guys.
All right, sweetheart. Take
Bye.
care.
Bye.
All right. Okay.
Auntie B, how you doing now? How is family?
Hello, lovely David,
I,
my brother.
I salute.
Your voice, it
Evening.
gets as they make me day. Your voice is so
Oh, this is
soothing.
the guy with the speaking the pigeon, yeah? I remember.
Cynthia, now you are going to be properly confused. Let me know how you are going to hear what he's saying now because you know they
I
speak
know.
English.
I'm gonna
He doesn't speak
struggle.
your basic English. Let me see how you hear what he's saying now. This is a challenge for you as a co-host. Lovely David,
Yes.
welcome, my brother. How about you?
Welcome.
Auntie B, there. Auntie B, you know, say polygamy as a
Mm,
talker, man.
mm,
Even if for Bible, now something where we say now both if you want call them religion, if you want call them religion or you want call them tradition, both sides is there.
mm-hmm,
You know. But why would they forbid them say now the bad thing way they cause?
mm-hmm,
You know, like tussle between family, the war and the rest, and all
mm-hmm,
the juju they go on, you know.
mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. So, but the truth be say, some people know. You see, like Ned Mokud, why they respect him? Be say he make him own open. He tell the whole world now. This is who I be. So if you want, come join, come join. You know,
He go reach all of us. He go reach
hide them.
everybody.
You know
Laughter.
hide them. So if you enter, you know what you the
You dey
enter.
get. Mm-hmm.
But the one where they bad, we say you go marry somebody picking. You know, tell them from day one.
Yeah, I agree.
Now
That's true.
when they don't step
Do
in,
you hear what he's saying, Cynthia?
I'm getting it. Yeah, I'm getting it. I
You
agree.
getting
I
it.
agree with
You
that
getting it.
statement. Yeah. He's
Mm-hmm.
not. He didn't lie. They know what they're getting themselves into, so nobody's being deceived. 100%. I agree.
Okay.
you
I'm
know,
glad that you're getting it. Thank you, my darling. Okay,
you
go
know.
on.
As soon as
Lovely David.
as soon as they there with you, you can't
Mm-hmm.
tell them say this thing what we plan no be the way it go be. You
Mm-hmm.
know, say you want go take another one. Like may they talk say you know agree. They not tell
You
them from day
agree.
one.
Well, yeah.
They not tell them from day one.
He say no agree. He no do.
They not tell them from day one now.
Not be the
Because
deal, be that. That was not the deal.
he said they tell him for a thing came live. How you gonna be from 10 years or 20 years from now? You know now. So what in they there we say any man will want practice polygamy, making from the one that tell the woman when you want go marry. See what I want to do, you know. Make it not be say you go swim. The pepper soup where you chop outside come sweet past the one where they inside. You know.
I didn't catch that one.
You didn't catch it. Shall we say they help Jim? Cynthia will go lost you for yeah. He said, I didn't catch that one. Why you not catch
I
it?
didn't catch that one.
The pepper soup where they chop outside, sweet past the one where they inside house.
And
You didn't
TV,
catch
you know,
it?
and TV, you know, say woman thing magnet na trap.
Nah,
So
attraction.
na trap now. It be like when you dey set trap for wild animal, you know, bush meat. If you cross the path, the thing go magnet am.
You go catch him.
So now so it dey be now. So if a man go pull hair where he no suppose pull head and the thing can't catch him, they say na juju, na him sabi. You know, but the bottom line we say
Fact. I agree.
Na him go chook head. You know what they try talk. And at the end of the day, some women, even if you preach from now till tomorrow, you get some women where we say even if a man come openly tell them say he want do polygamy, then go still agree.
Of course.
You know, then go even give them condition. You know, now they don't modernize them now. Now as they see for Western world now, then go buy each one different house now. You go there your own house. This other person go there their own house.
And I saw the story. I mean, originally, you bring us back to the story. What would have been Knack now? The story of Mercy Aigbe and her mother, her sister, and the Baba Olowo. That's the Igwe that he married. Let me not say Igwe, but the rich man. You don't carry us go back to the story. So now, now so exactly what you talk. So now, so the man he get money. He knows he don't get plenty wives. And she gets 6 children. Make you see as on her agenda they do, as much as I like on agenda. The woman don't get 6 children. I ain't no say she they roast. Like she practically they roast, they sell akara. He chop akara, sote, he enter bedroom.
Yeah, but so before you they chop there, before they go buy that akara, in then they eye the woman. You get some future where that woman get where they make them go buy that akara every time.
Yes, now.
You know now. So you know be saying just wake up, go do what you want to, you know. So the thing I try to talk now both sides, no say men they cause them now. If woman know one time, the thing not gonna happen too. But
that's true.
Now the deception aspect now in my head. As an adult, nothing that bad if now what you want. You come openly, you be gay, you come openly say you be gay, you be lesbian, you come openly say you be lesbian, you want polygamy, you come openly talk what you want. So if somebody want to subscribe to your channel, now them know say now them find your trouble come. You know? But now when you deceive people, now that one
now you know like now the deception, you know like
good because you know why I talk this because at the end of the day, even if we talk from now till tomorrow, you get some people will go still go chook head.
Of course.
You know, it can't be like the way they see like now they talk about married men, right? You get some women now where we say they know say somebody married, the man tell them from day one. He go still do what he want to do with that married man.
Of course.
Even if you cry from now till tomorrow, say make one know they do with married man, they go still do.
Yeah, Cynthia, Lovely David is saying that there are some women that even if the man is upfront telling them about their situation that they've got a wife, some women will still go ahead
enter.
And they, But he's just saying that the part that he doesn't like about the whole thing is deception. That you shouldn't deceive people. Tell them the fact.
Agree.
And if you are both adults and you are consented to it, then it's okay for you to bearing the circumstances or the consequences that will come along. But the deception is what Lovely David is saying he doesn't like.
I agree. But I mean, but even the consent, it has to be consent on all sides. Yeah, not just between the side chick and the husband. Yeah, I agree to enter. Have you consulted the first wife? If she's in agreement, then happy days. Do as you please. It's for everybody to live their life as they see fit. But I agree. When there's deception, and then the man will just go outside and bring a wife from nowhere, and just to mess up. Or if you're a monogamous woman and you've married this man under that perception, it's unacceptable for your husband to now go and marry somebody and bring that person to force you into polygamy. Again, unacceptable.
Especially if
So
you
I
never
agree.
had an agreement about polygamy.
Never. Yeah. No.
Lovely David, you don't hear the
Auntie,
plenty Britico you when Cynthia they speak.
Auntie B, Cynthia, she dey try.
Cynthia now Britico. All
She
these
dey-
Britico people, they're English, eh? It's okay, but I know say you hear, just a joke. Thank you, my
Auntie
brother.
B, you try.
You do well, oh. Make una dey tell una brothers, oh, make they learn lesson, oh. Polygamy no pay. You no pay anybody.
Yeah. You know, pay because if you cause the damage where the thing don't cause for some family, a very
It's too
painful
much.
thing.
Children still they suffer. Generations they suffer because of polygamy.
And the worst part, we say some of them where even they enter that polygamy, not be say even they get that money.
Exactly. Now that one was past.
Exactly.
Now that one was past. You don't get money. You don't get money. What you need another wife for? You never take care of
you
one
know
way
if you
get.
feed one person, you can't.
Sorry, I said it before. If you don't have the means, marriage is not your priority. Find a job. Marriage is not your priority. To be marrying anybody when you don't have money. Well, come on, what's going on? Unacceptable.
Right. Yeah, it's unacceptable. Find a job first before you start finding a wife. Thank you, lovely David. We always appreciate
Thank
you,
you,
our
lovely
uncle.
David.
Yeah, all right, Auntie B, take care.
God bless you, my brother. One day you will come, eh? You'll call it this show one day. They're gonna say you sabi speak English. Say you just they try to make us laugh with this your pigeon. Not be saying you know sabi speak English. We know say you sabi speak English. Thank you, my brother. All right, we are ending the show now. Oh my God, I've really enjoyed this show. Thank you so much, Cynthia, for taking some of this burden away from me.
You
How
are
does it feel?
welcome. It was fun. It was really good. Thanks, guys, for having me, and thank you for the lovely comments.
All right. Next time you're gonna put your face so they can see how beautiful you look.
Yes, we will. Today I'm wigless. I was doing mummy duties.
Wigless?
So
I know.
I was wigless and doing mummy duties.
I'm makeupless. Oh my
Thank you,
God.
Auntie B, for having me. Let me let you round up. Have a great
Really
evening,
appreciate
and I'll
you.
be in the chat. Take
All
care.
right.
Bye.
Thank you, sweetheart. All right. I beg, Mona, give it up for Cynthia. Our lovely Cynthia. She co-hosted with me and made the show so much more entertaining, more fun, less stress for me. I'm always looking for people to co-host, so that was really, really nice of her. So give it up for Cynthia, baby. God bless you, Cynthia. I really appreciate you. She's so supportive. Even in the group, she's always there. You know, she's a sister indeed. God bless you. My Ugandan sisters, all my East African sisters know they play. Oh, they know they play. These women are something else. Thank you so much, darling. Really appreciate you. So we're running up now. We've done 2 hours plus. I've narrated a story to you, and I told you about polygamy from the horse's mouth. People who know in-house. Very reliable source about karma. What happens? The lessons is what we should be looking at. Contentment. Be content with what you have. If you are not content, okay, let her go. You go your own way. But polygamy, oh my God. The drama is too much. The wizardry and witchcraft is too much. The juju is too much. Nothing good comes out of polygamy. Nothing. I literally put 500 pounds down once upon a time, and I told people, if you can give me just one good advantage of polygamy, I'll give it to you. We did a show for 2 hours. Nobody fit talk. So what can we say? And for you, we talk about polygamy. We advise brothers. I mean, people like Uncle Ade have been gracious enough to share their story, and our brothers from Ireland and other people in the comment section, they share their horrifying, the trauma, the pain, the shame, everything they felt growing up in polygamous situation, what their mothers are still going through. Some of them, their mother are no more, and the impact it had on them. That's a learning for you, brothers. But for us women, what is the learning for us sisters going forward? Our sisters, please learn that all that glitters is not good. You see a man who is neglecting his wife and children and is throwing money around you, you think it's going to be like that forever? Look at Mercy and her mother and learn. Mercy unfortunately hasn't learned now because she's doing exactly the same thing her mother did. But karma, you see, the story I told you when I started the show, I told you a story. It didn't happen today, or it didn't happen yesterday. It didn't happen 10 years ago. It happened ages ago, maybe like 40 years ago or 30 something years ago, the story I just told you. But you see karma, it is taking time. It go build up. Eventually, it go land. So women, please, stay away from people who you know. No matter the story they tell you, hey, my wife is this, my wife is that. Men will tell you anything they need you to hear to get you. Stay away from people's husbands. If they are married, they are married. If you didn't know, it's a different thing. If you know, there is no excuse for it. You think you're going to find happiness causing another woman pain? You lie. Any home that is built on another woman's pain, it can never stand. In case you missed it, I'm sharing the videos of all the things that she thought she inherited when the Baba Olowo died. You can see it now. Raised to the ground by her own child. Her own child, Mercy's mother, her own child is coming on social media, calling her mother out, calling her mother a witch, accusing her mother of stealing her destiny or her glory or whatever, giving it to Mercy, going to her mother's house. The car, first of all, she destroyed the car. Then she went with an attempt to even delete the mother. You can see, even the roof is gone. That is the wreck of what she thought she inherited from Baba Olowo. Pounded yam that they pounded 30-something years ago is still hot today. Those of you who are Yoruba will translate into Yoruba and know what I mean. Karma visits at different times, but it will surely visit. You cannot build your home on another person's pain. The other lady that I was telling you about, the mama that I was telling you about, she's a very aged woman now that they didn't allow to come back home. She's alive now. And if it was some of us in the comment section, they will be laughing now and say, If you didn't know, it's a different thing. If you know, don't. Because it will come back and bite you. Temiti, you know I love you. In your ogun odun, feli ni o. It's hot. It is hot. You see, this is the inheritance that they left for that her daughter that she had for the Baba Olowo, the rich man, learned man, a product of his culture with all his, education, his business acumen, his political connection, everything fell into this, tradition and culture, whatever you want to call it, religion or polygamy. Look at it now. This is what she inherited. She married Baba Olowo. Look at it. This is the consequence today. This is karma visiting today. And all the children now are grown. They are all looking. Unfortunately, like what Cynthia said, some children will also follow the path of their mother. Some daughters, they will follow the path of their mother. And that's exactly what Mercy Aigbe has done. Trying to deprive another woman from her inheritance, deprive the children from access to their father, trying to reap where she did not sow. What goes around comes around. Karma is real. It will visit. Do good though. Don't cause another person pain. Don't deprive another person. You see, all this juju, all these things, spiritual things people do, You enter all sorts of fraternity, spiritual realm. Some women in polygamous situation will go into witchcraft to fight the other person. You heard what that brother said about how the destiny of the male children is fights, but they all have expiration dates. All of them, they have end by dates. You know how you buy products in the comments in the supermarket, and there is an end. This is the date you use it, sell by date, and date that you shouldn't use it because they know at that point it's not useful anymore. This is what this juju and all these things are. All these women get into because they want power, they want to control the man, they want to be the one in charge. Whatever I say is what he's gonna do. He will neglect all his other wives and children because of me. Karma is real. Join all the cult, join all the witchcraft, do all the juju you want. You see, Messi Aigbe's mother, karma has visited. Today is the day of reckoning for her. We didn't know her before. I never even knew her. I've never seen her face before. But her face is trending now. Go to all the Nigerian blogs. She's there. What are they talking about? That her daughter is after her. Dr. Pat wants to delete her mother. She said her mother is a witch. What is as painful as a child that you gave birth to? And I can imagine the struggle that she went through while she was a single mother, with 6 children by herself. No, none of the baby daddies available. It must have been really tough for her. But the choices that you make, irrespective of how, the dilemma that you are in, the situation that you are in, can impact on everything. She saw a rich man, Baba Olowo. She went in. The wife that was living with him could not live with him anymore because she got in there. I'm curious to know how anybody can tell me why the wife who was living with this Baba Olowo that was taking care of the man, that everybody loved in the family, could not come back. How come she couldn't come back once this woman got in? Use by date, sell by date, my brother Bio. God bless you. Yes, there's a use by date and sell by date. How come that woman couldn't come back home? This was a woman that was loved by everybody. Co-wives, stepchildren, everybody said she gave everybody access. She pulled the family together. But the minute she went on a business trip, she couldn't come back. Everything has a sell by date. If you are doing good, continue to do good. If you are doing evil, just know that karma is getting ready. And the day you will visit your disgrace, you go past this one. You know, see her now, she's all over social media. Her face at her age. This woman cannot be less than in her 70s now because her daughter, Pat, is 50 or 51. She should be in her maybe 70s or late 60s. Her car is gone. Her so-called inheritance, the house that she inherited is gone. And the disgrace, the shame. Her daughter is calling her a witch. You are the one that took my destiny. You are the one that took my glory. You gave it to the child that you loved. And all the other wives and the other children are looking now. So the main lesson I want people to learn today is about the danger of polygamy. Brothers, no matter how enticing it is, tantalizing, she's the sugar in your tea. You've never loved like this. You never felt this way before. The Kerewa is nothing you experienced before. She's taking you to another level you've never seen. It's not worth it. It will destroy lives. It will destroy generations. Uncle Ade, a man in his 60s, is coming out here today to tell us about the impact that polygamy still has on him and his siblings. What does that tell you? When you know better, you do better. Let us do better. Thank you very much, everyone, for listening. I hope you enjoyed this show tonight. I hope you learned something. Please share, like, and please do subscribe. I appreciate you very much, and I'll see you in my next one. Thank you again, my darling sister, Cynthia. I love you, love you, love you, love you loads. I appreciate you for taking some of the burden away. Please hit the like button, and I will see you in my next one. Thanks a lot, Obodo Fam. Dear Star, I see your comments. God bless you. Thank you so much. Bye, guys. Bye. Have a good afternoon. Have a good evening. Subscribe, like, and share. Bye.